Nick's Real Talk, man. Divine. About to get out my grind, hop in the Black Knight. About to make it happen, man. Nick's Real Talk, we all over the place. About to get it popping. Divine, Bronx Jedi 7-6. The night show, the morning show. Nick's Real Talk, man. About to get in the Black Knight.
Nick's Real Talk, let's get it popping. We hopping like topping in the Jumpman brand. Ain't no stopping. Divine and Bronx Jedi 7-6. We live from Facebook, Twitter to Twitch, and all that shit. We number uno with the promo that blow like nitro. Now the streets are buzzing, so we flow with the night show. So spike them likes below. That thumbs up, run them up, and you double up. Cause it's Nick's Real Talk, and we on the come up. We'll salute to the cats in the chat. So where it's at, now you place the chats. When I pace that under space where our face is at. We lace these cats with news, notes, stats. Game recap, no hyperbole, we straight facts. In fact, we say it lit like a candle to out the handle on the banner. We vibing, so subscribe to the channel. Nick's Real Talk. Nick's Real Talk.
Yeah, man. Salute. Nick's Real Talk, the night show. Divine, Bronx Sports Jedi in the building, man. We about to get into a little bit of Nick content and all that good stuff, man. So everybody out there had a good day today, man. At home chilling with us, about to get into this thing, man. And just sit back and chill, man. Enjoy the show. We're just gonna be talking Knicks, talk a little NBA, man. Championship. Salute to Milwaukee Bucks, and let's get into it, man. Salute to everybody out there on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Salute to the chat. Everybody, let's just get it popping, man. Is it? We in the building, man. So salute, BX.
Hey, what's going on, Divine? Salute to everybody out there, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Salute to the chat. Salute to Sarge. I see you there, my main man, Sarge. Hey, Divine, man, we crowned a champion last night. We got a new NBA champion, somebody different. Kudos to the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo for winning that NBA championship. 50-point effort, man. Woo, man. Salute to that young man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he was dominant last night, BX. He was real dominant, man. You got to give him his props. He did it, man. He brought his boy through there. 50 points, 5 blocks, 12, 13 rebounds. Was dominating. I mean, he just was dominating. He wasn't gonna lose that NBA final, and so that's just a testament to him, man. He went out there, he grinded it out. Him and Chris Middleton and the boy, man. So salute to the fan base of Milwaukee Bucks. Salute to the city. I know they well deserved, man. I know he loving every bit of it. They should, man. They haven't won one in so long. You know what I mean? Now they finally get one. And now like one of my segments, who's we next to climb the mountain. So we got to get into that. What year we're gonna get ours. I know, everybody now after coming off that high yesterday, man, seeing that a small market team like that, a guy who stuck with the team since he was drafted, say, you know what, I'm not going to play with the super teams. I'm gonna go ahead and win this thing. With the crew that I came in with, and him and Chris Middleton, 8 years together. They put it down, man. They went in there and they gave it to Chris Paul and them. It's tough, good game though. Good game, back and forth all night long. A real good game. And but at the end, Milwaukee willed themselves with Giannis, and them guys just took it to the next level, man. And they got that ring, man. So they got the city buzzing. Deer Park is live and well. So it great for the Milwaukee fan base. They deserve that.
Yeah, and that kind of effort to close out a series, it's a throwback to a Will Chamberlain type performance. Oscar Robertson to go 50 point. I don't think I ever seen in my lifetime to remember 50-point closeout game to close out and finish the show. What a way of closing it out. The young man just dominated in all aspects of the game. And I gotta apologize to him because I called him a one-dimensional player from the beginning of the playoffs, and he hit 17 free throws yesterday as well. That's something that was hampering him throughout the playoffs, and he was focused, man. He was focused, determined, and he really wanted that championship. He put the team on its back, literally, and they closed out that game 6, at home, and gave their fans something to really celebrate. 50 years, 50 years since they winning a title. What I loved about it is, Kurt, these droughts are going to end, and I know the New York Knicks drought is next, and I know that we will be in that position with the Milwaukee Bucks. Sooner or later, pretty soon, and I think that's a sign. I think that drought is going to finally going to be able to say we're going to be like Milwaukee. They showed us the blueprint. They showed us there is hope. You put a superstar like Giannis, and you surround him with all-star talents around him, 2 all-star talent and good players, hard-nosed players, and I think we could really be in that position as a Milwaukee Bucks moving forward, and it really gives us an encouragement, and salute to them. And I don't want no one to poo-poo them their championship that people got injured. If it was a healthy Kawhi, they would, Phoenix might, would have been different, or Brooklyn. No, they beat who they had to beat in front. They played their cards that they were dealt with, and they took care of business. So salute to the Milwaukee Bucks, man. And you guys, Milwaukee Buck fans, all of them out there, enjoy this championship. You guys really deserved it. You guys really, really went and took it. Don't let no one take it away from you. Don't let one poo-poo it. You guys did your thing. Middleton, Drew Holiday, what a signing, what a trade they did for Drew Holiday. They bought him. That's why I always told you we need to get a real point guard. We need a point guard. We need a point guard. We need a pure high Q point guard. That is going to set up the offense, set up the passing, run the team, and let the superstar do its thing. But the point guard play was one of the most important things, shutting down a great Hall of Famer veteran in Chris Paul. He did a good job holding him, containing him, and doing his thing. And as you can see, they have the right and the honor to be called NBA champions. And kudos to that, Divine.
Yeah, absolutely. When they constructed that team, man, they constructed it well. I mean, what I love about what the Milwaukee organization did, they didn't hesitate giving them cats their money. They gave Chris Middleton his max back. They didn't hesitate giving him his max. They gave Giannis his money. You didn't hear maybe they ain't gonna. They signed Drew Holiday this year to an extension. You know what I mean? So you have to
Yes, sir.
get a kudos where the kudos due to that organization. They really, really stood by their players. I mean, and they both kept him there. Look at PJ Tucker. What you can say about him? Brought him in there, got him a ring before James Harden them got theirs. You know what I mean? So what that tell you? But it was nice to see, man. It really was. It was real nice to see. I think they did a wonderful job, and I'm glad that they got to where they had to go to, man. Because we up next. You know
what's funny? That there was a meme out there with PJ Tucker. He was, it's his face with the Grim Reaper, and he was knocking on the doors on everybody from the 2017 Houston Rockets team. He eliminated Trevor Ariza, every James Harden, so for everybody that was part of the team, and at the end it was the last one. Salute, G-Man, what's going on, my man? Salute, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, man.
Brother, look, I'm gonna tell you something. This is like a homeboy from home for me, right? When I get a chance to chop it up with you and Divine, look, this is the best that it can be. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about the team that we love and the things that's going on in the NBA. This is great. There's nothing better. There is nothing better than this right here. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Salute to Mama said. Mama said, we see you, man. We trust you, my brother. Salute for chiming in tonight. We see you out there.
Yes,
so
you got some great takes on Twitter, man. Mama said you got some good takes on Twitter, bro. I'm a good follower of his in Twitter, man.
Cool. Yeah, man. My man, that game last night was pretty impressive. Excuse me, Sarge, man. Giannis did what he had to do, man. But you got to get him cats kudos, man. Like I was telling BX and everybody listening. They stuck by that kid, came in there, drafted that young man. He stayed there, stayed the course. Like I said, Chris Middleton them stayed the course. They brought in some good role players around him, but the Drew Holiday signing and the PJ Tucker signing, the reason why I said it, because that's what wins championship: defense.
Yeah.
Oh my God, them guys got a good dimension. Giannis, PJ Tucker, and Drew Holiday. You can't ask for no better defenders than that right there. You know what I mean? So I think that was nice to see, man. I like the way they did that thing last night.
Divine, it's amazing that you say that, and kind of how my mindset is going right now is here. So first of all, what people need to understand is Kevin Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo were together for 8 years.
That's right.
8 years. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you signed somebody last year and we won the championship. 8 years. They had to build this thing, right? And then the management took it upon themselves to promise Giannis after he took that extension deal. And kudos to him for going ahead and taking the extension and letting and solidifying to the management that, hey, I'm here for you as long as you do what you promised me you're going to do and put pieces around me that we can build upon and go and get this chip, right? And the management did that. You know what I'm saying? With some unsung heroes. Now notice, ladies and gentlemen, Everybody's gonna watch this on retweets and or repeats or what, however you get this message, right? Understand this. Did you think that a Portis was a household name? No, you did not. Did these guys they went out and got were mid-level players, understood their role, and came in and supported Giannis. And what happened? This is what people are undervaluing right here, right? In this series, the Suns jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Bam, out the gate, right? Then all of a sudden, people are writing the Bucks off, saying, "Oh, these are the same old Bucks from last year in the bubble, whatever." Blah 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 blah. What the Bucks did, they won 4 games in a row, ladies and gentlemen. 4 games in a row, and closed it out on their home floor in front of all their fans. You can't gloss over that. You can't. You just can't. And I think that what teams should do, if a small market could do that, then these bigger markets should take notes. Somebody should be somewhere in the back room on a napkin or whatever the case would be, taking notes saying, "Hey, we need to do this right here, and we don't need to mortgage our future for something that's shiny and new." And I don't think that our front office is going to do that, but I would use that as a reinforcement tool. That's what I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, I agree. You know what, and that's why I'm hoping that we sign certain players we keep. You know what I mean? You got to start building this thing with with structure. Have guys play together for a while. You know what I mean? That way to build that commodity. And I think if they do that, we'd be on to something, man. Because I just think that we have to start. Like I said, these cats, Giannis didn't go super team chasing. You know what I mean? He stayed there. He went through the grind. The man won 2 MVPs, lost in the first round, maybe lost in the second round. He kept fighting the fight. He went through the grind. If you can give me a Giannis, even if it's not his skills, let's not even talk about his skills. His passion, the love of basketball, I'll take that on the Knicks any day. Somebody who, at the end of that championship game, man, that young man was. You could see like he's so humble, but he loved basketball. He loved doing it, and I just love the way that he really the way he conducted himself, man. He hungry, he got passion. I mean, you give me a body like that in New York, which I think is almost going to be something like a R.J. Barrett, maybe a quieter type, but you know what I mean. I really like I like the way he brings this thing to the game, BX. I think the young man got. He is a true warrior, man. He's a warrior for me, and I like guys like that who come in here. Like I said, stay the course, man, and go through the bumps and the ups and downs and all that stuff. And then when you get to where you get to, you can say, I work hard to get here and I made it, man. You know what I mean? And I just think that's so impressive for somebody to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. They stayed the course. They did what they had to do. They surrounded him with the right players, and he didn't go out there recruiting. You didn't hear Giannis saying, "Hey, come with me. I'm buddied up. Come with me and form a super team." And he also had the opportunity to want to form his go and ask to be dealt or moved to go be on a super team. He said no. He did it on his own, old-fashioned way. And then they surrounded him with good all-star players. Middleton is like G-Man said. They've been playing 8 years together. That's camaraderie. That's chemistry. And they bought that last ingredient with Drew Holiday. That was a good, smart move. They picked up somewhere they needed. They needed a point guard to control and run the offense and know that it's raw good for that guy that will distribute the ball right, run the offense right to Giannis, and know everybody had their role to play with, and it came up big, and that's a good blueprint to see, especially on a small market team that has a star. Build around him. Can an OKC learn from this type of deal? They have a Sean Alexander Gilchrist on the team. They have some draft picks now, and now they could build around as a blueprint. And not everybody could do the Golden State blueprint or the Los Angeles Lakers blueprint. There's other ways. Now we're gonna see if this is gonna be something that's sustainable, that could be the fat of the league, or is this going to be another Dallas Mavericks situation? Remember Dallas Mavericks knocked off the Heatles, and they never got back to that same form or sniffed anywhere there. So we'll see. We'll see if that's going to be sustainable. Can Can Milwaukee next year defend their crown? It's going to be really tough because it's going to be so much plethora of talent. Depending on everything goes there. But if they keep their, which it looks like they're going to keep their team pretty much intact, I think they're going to be the favorites to come back out of the East. To defend their crown, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like Mama said, yeah, he is a true competitor. Mama said, I agree with you on that one. Salute my man, Pac. You already know it for the love of the game. Zach, salute. Yeah, man. You know what? I just brought that segment up because I think you're going to pay homage to the teams in the NBA. We know this is Knicks centric, but we also, a sports show. We just wanted to make sure we salute to the basketball team who won it all this year, because that's what we're looking for our Knicks to go. We want our Knicks to be doing that same thing sooner or later, man. We want to be able to say that, we went on the grind, we stayed the course, and now we ready to get that championship trophy and all that good stuff. So I think that'll be the next thing, coming for the Knicks is that, because like I said, the segment I brought up, the mountaintop question, I think, we had a good 2020-21 season, 41-31, so what's the 2021, 22, 23, 24, whatever. When do we think we're going to be able to get to that place where we can say, we went on a grind, we kept grinding. Salute to my man Gardner Knicks podcast. Salute my guy. Salute. Thanks for chiming in. You already know. Yeah, man. When do we get to that level? Now, when do we say, man, it's been 40 years, and we got a good chance of making some noise to get there. I think we're in a good position to get there as far as the way we are structured. Hopefully that they make all the right moves and we get there, because I was, contemplating on something that you said the other day, and then sure enough, on Bleacher Report, the Knicks they are contemplating about either waiting to 2022, you know what I mean, and just kind of do what they do and just wait to 2022 is, I guess it's either this or that, but it might come down to that. We might get somebody who we can get in a trade that'll help boost the team this year. Then next thing you know that we get this certain individuals. At least we get to the second round. Then we know what free agency coming up. I think we ready to roll, and I think that's going to be something that we got to really, really keep an eye on, because I do think that that's going to be very possible that we might just hold that flexibility into next year when the big free agency come. Then we go out there big game hunting, but we have to see how that pan out, depending on what their thoughts are.
My opinion on that, I want them not to really sign no one in this offseason. I don't think the point guard, everybody has mixed reaction. We're 50-50 on Alonzo Ball. I don't hear Spencer Dinwiddie's name brought into the conversation as a free agent. I'm talking free agent wise, because I think the Damian Lillard thing is too rich to trade, and they don't want to save their money. Salute to Johnny Timon for a shot.
Johnny, salute.
And he's with me here I'm doing double duty, and Johnny Timon, thanks for coming along. And also I think if we stick a course and we use our draft picks this year, not only where we drafting them, there's so much good talent up and down this draft. I've been doing a little research on the draft board and the players. There's a lot that you could get some good ball handlers, some good point guards with good peripheral vision, floor generals that just needs to develop their shots. And I think with a with a Kenny Payne and Johnny Bryant as coaches, along with Thibodeau, the defensive mind, I think we have the right coaching staff to try to bring in these players. Use our draft picks this season and hold our cap space for next season and see if we could make that upgrade. And maybe try to make a trade in the middle of in the regular season next year. I like a lot of different players that might be there. One name, hopefully we could get CT to give us his opinion down the road and before the draft with Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey's a 6'8" Australian point guard. He says he's a huge playmaker in the Australian Pro League. He had the same exact numbers as LaMelo Ball. When he was down there last year, they say he could play similar to LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is a little more offensive, a little more offensive skill set, but at 6'8", he could, ball handle with peripheral vision and could pass the ball. Divine is something that we could think about, and he might be there. He might be there at 19, or even we have to make a trade and move to 16 with Oklahoma and City, and maybe ship the Kevin Knox with it to move up in there. That's something that's a possibility to move. or to get aggressive if we see a player out there, because I think the usual stuff like a Davion Mitchell might be gone, a James Bouknight might be gone before the Knicks. They might be going around 7, 8, 9, 10. Criteria. I would like a James Bouknight. Oh, would be a great scorer on the team, but I think he's going to be way off the board. I think at where we're going to be at, I think we're not able to get him. And why would it'd be nice to move up to get it for sure thing, a point guard. But if I'm going to trade both of my picks this year to go move up, it's got to be like a home run, a top 6 to 7. In my opinion, and like a Jalen Suggs, but I don't see Jalen Suggs going to be there. I think Suggs goes 4 to the Raptors. I could see that there. I could see a lot of different names. You got you got Keon Johnson is a 6'5" from Tennessee. He also is a two-way player or a two-way guard that could be fit Tom Thibodeau to be a wing defender. There's a lot of a wing defender. Another name that might be there if we could use him at 21. Let's say we use our pick and Trey Mann, out of Florida. They projected him to be in the mid-20s. At 6'5", Florida shooting. He's a point guard. He's a shot-making point guard. A point guard that could shoot. And if you got a Luka Veldoza, you want to bring it back Derrick Rose, and then you bring Trey Mann in there. And you still got Quickly that you could still use them. You could go in there and then go and take your shot next off season. If neither one pans out with a free agent. A big dog point guard free agent if you want to. If you don't want to throw the bag at these point guards that are currently available. Also, there's other players around there. Another name that's interested due to a health reason, and they're saying stock is dropping, but can they be picked up on the 32nd pick that the Knicks have? Is a Gerard Butler from a point guard from Baylor. Because due to his health scare, he's not. A lot of teams are kind of like stepping back a little bit, and he's falling hard on the draft pick. Because he had that, and could it be there at 32? It's a possibility. Who knows? Maybe a team might take a flyer. But if you want to bring him here and bring that guy there and use that pick there and stash him in the G League and develop that, you could do that as well. There's so many different moves that the Knicks could do. That's why I'm hoping they kind of. I know everyone says why use all 4 picks. I don't see us using 4 picks. But if you want to save money and for next year to bring like we've seen the reports to swing for the fences, then you could go with your draft picks. And if you want to bring up a rim protector, and then how the Knicks are with Kentucky with their connections, Isaiah Jackson is considered to be the best rim protector in the draft. Athletic, could defend, and another name to keep an eye on that is becoming hot topic. The kid lost a lot of weight. He played heavy in your neck of the woods for North Carolina. Day'Ron Sharp. He played a little heavy. They say he has good footwork. He's a good guy who could move the ball, pass the ball, and now he's starting to hit threes and long range, expanding his shooting. And granted, it was in practice because he's trimmed down. He's another backup center. You could bring him as your center, backup center, in case you want to let go. If you lose Nerlens Noel at 6'11", that could be a 21 pick. Or if he's there at 32, that's another name that you might want to pick as point guard at centers. So there's a lot of names. I got more names down there. I don't know if you want me to hold or you want me to continue going with the names that I got. It's up to you, Devon. I'll let you chime in on those names.
Yeah. I mean, you can keep going at them, but you know what? I do. Real quick, let me get Johnny Timon a shout out on his chat.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, Johnny Timon, on the Sixer thing and the Celtics. If the Knicks ain't gonna, I want Reggie Bullock back, but he got to be coming off the bench. I agree with you 100% on that one. And you already know what the Sexton thing is. But yeah, we can get that, then that's fine. That's a good pickup, the Sexton thing. I just think that's the way to go. I mean, that way you're not spending free agency money. You could be open to the 2022 draft. The 2022 free agent market. I'm sorry, not the draft. If you get Sexton, you're not eating and messing with that salary cap money. You go for that. So Johnny Timon, I agree 100% with that. Yeah, BX on what you were saying. I definitely like him, and I heard they out there talking about Sharif Cooper. You know what I mean? He's out there from Auburn. I like the Jared Butler thing because I just think that Enrique he will fall. I think with that injury situation, but the young man got game though. You know what I mean? So that's something you keep an eye on because, like you said, if we drop, you get him. The man been in a big game, national championship. He been there. You know what I mean? He been to the mountaintop, so he know what it is to be in a winning situation, what it takes to be in a winning situation in college, and that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Coming out there knowing that, man, I won a national championship. I know what that game was like, the pressure. to win that game. So you get all that stuff, man. And but he's a good pickup. I like him, and I like the Australian guy as well. But if we can get up in that top 10, I think we go ahead and make that move. We can trade them 2 picks and maybe something to get in the top 10. Then that bodes well. It's going to be a little bit more spending money, but if the talent is there, it don't matter. You know what I mean? If the talent there, it don't matter if they're in the top 10. If you got to pay somebody $7 million, $6 million, if they talent, you pay them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I love to see them trade up to do that. But it's going to be a real nice draft. It's going to be a deep draft. I think you're going to be able to get some good quality players. I'm a big Moses Moody guy. I like Davion Mitchell. I like the usual suspects. I like the way they play, and I think their mentality fits New York. So I just want to see what the Knicks going to do with that. But we do need to make a move. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure what the point guard situation may hold on. If we at one time I really thought about it, but when we got Valdoza, it kind of made me say, okay, we might not have to go that route, man. And so we're gonna do that, man. But I got the brothers in the building. I got let me go do this real plug real quick. Bring these brothers in the building, man. We're gonna get a pop and Knicks Real Talk, man. The Night Show Divine and Bronx Sports Jedi, man. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. Hold it down. Man, salute, man. We back. Knicks Real Talk show, man. I got the panel in the building. Divine, Bronx Sports Jedi, Sergeant, my man Spree, CT, the streets is buzzing. My brother, salute over there in Australia. We see you, Spree. What up? Long time. How you doing, my brother?
Yeah, man. It's a pleasure to hear from you, man.
Good, hey, man. Had to chime in, man, with my guys. We're getting ready. I try to get away from things. I got a kid coming in a little bit, but I try to get away from the season, get away on vacation a little bit. But it's time to get back into this, man. We never stop.
That's right. Right. Keep hustling. CT, what to do, my brother?
What's going on, fellas? Love your hustle, your grind.
Yes, sir.
Happy to chop it up with the usual suspects.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Glad to have you aboard. You already know CT, the streets is buzzing. You already know what to do. Yeah, man, Spree, man, almost there, huh?
Almost there, man. Only a couple more weeks, man. It could be sooner. You never know. I'm ready for anything. But
that's what's up.
It's all good, man. It's all good things.
Yeah, man. We just were talking, talking some Knicks. We know the NBA last night, man. Salute to the Milwaukee Bucks. They did their thing last night, man. Giannis came through. Me and BX and Sardi, we was going over a little bit of draft stuff, man. Big couple of weeks coming up for the Knicks, man. We got the draft, free agency, man. So it's going to be a pretty big couple of weeks for us, man. So I'm interested to see what's going to be going down and how we going to construct this team for 2021 and 22 season. And I think it's going to start with the draft, and all that stuff. But we get to your guys' thoughts on that and everything, man. But I'm up, like I told BX, man. I'm up for the moving up. We can get a couple of our first rounders move up to get a better pick. So be it if we put them in the trade, whatever. What you guys think, man? CT, give me your thoughts on what you want to do with this draft situation.
Oh man, what I want to do is use a few of the picks. I'm leaning towards that. I don't really see too much value moving up. Okay. But I see so much depth in this late first round where, like, I want us to make 19, 21, 32 at least because I think we can get 3 good players. Like, I know Tibbs ain't interested in playing players that aren't contributors, but I think we can find some contributors. And pick 58, we talked about it with BX, draft and stash. Don't waste that pick, Pick 58's the pick where you want to grab someone who might go undrafted and you don't want to lose their rights to some other team. So you grab them and you put them in the G League or somewhere. But, man, pick 32, 21, 19. There's a lot of dogs out there,
Right.
wings as well. Point guard, 1 point guard, and 2 wings. You know, this
ACT, real quick, since you're down there in Australia, can you tell us about Josh Giddey?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What do you want to know?
The scouting, your eye test, your eye test, CT's eye test scouting report on Josh Giddey. I got him at 6'8", big playmaker, not too athletic, but he's good in open space and transition game. He just got to develop a little more of a shooting. But he's had numbers impressive like LaMelo Ball had it in the Australian League, similar to it. And they say the Australian League translates really good to the NBA league. So I just wanted to see what's your eye test on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great question. My personal opinion is that he's being slept on. I'll justify that. So the kid's 18 years old. He's very young. I'm not sure when he turns 19. He's growing still. He's reached 6'9" now. Since his season finished, he's actually put on weight. Now he's 6'9", 220. Played a little bit in some of these exhibition games, most recently against Nigeria. When Australia blew Nigeria out, he was playing some minutes because they were resting the starters. And he put up 13 points, looked comfortable out there. So he is an upside pick. No one's really going to know what potential he has, but he has incredible upside. When I say that is like he played in a grown man's league, so you have to take into account it was a professional league, not college. He had 4 games with triple doubles, which I'm not sure how many college players in this draft would be able to do. Now, the knock on him is possibly he's not as athletic. Is he going to be tough enough? Being a bit underweight. But you can't teach court vision. He's one of the most premier playmakers in this league. So he's not going to come in and he's not going to be that dynamic scorer that a team might need. So you're not going to pick him for that. But if you're a New Orleans, if you're a San Antonio, I don't think he'll get past 12. If you want to trade up and get him, you got to know that you're looking for a taller Ricky Rubio type. He's going to make every other player better. Now, his scoring is the skill swing. His shooting is actually look like it's improved. He's changed his jump shot a little bit. Now, if he becomes a decent shooter, then I think he can definitely be a really, really good player.
Okay. Hey, Spree, what do you like about the draft, man? Have you been keeping up on it? You see anybody that you like? Who you think Knicks should get? Have you been seeing what's going on down there?
I mean, I just know what we need. I can't really pinpoint. I'm not going to lie to you and say I know all these guys. That wouldn't be fair to our audience for me to throw names out there that I've heard about, but I can't. All I know is we are right now still in the acquisition talent business. We have to continue. We are not there yet. We have talent. This was the beginning, the first stage of the talent, but we still have a long way to go. We have to make stockpile talent. We got to continue to hit on draft picks. I think we need look at the wings in the draft. If you get a late first round wing that can really shoot it, that's versatile, plays defense, that'll fit with Tibbs, that'll put the ball on the floor. We need a point guard, obviously. If we can't get a point guard where we're located, maybe we do trade up. But even if we get a point guard, I still believe, and I've said this repeatedly, even if we get that young point guard in the draft, I still think we need a veteran, like a Kyle Lowry, somebody like that we could use because we have a lot of money. And we got to find a way to get some point guards that can move that ball. Maybe you do bring a Colin Sexton in. Maybe you do. If you do bring a Sexton, I want more of a pure point guard to come with him, whether it's in the draft or whatever. But, I mean, it's exciting. It's because the Knicks, we finally have a front office that I think is being smart about taking the long approach. We're not saying we don't want to win now. Obviously, if the right player comes along, we're going to make the trade. but we're trying to. We gotta hit picks. This is all about hitting picks. If you don't hit picks, we're not going to continue to progress. We have to hit on picks. I think we hit on Quickly and Toppin. I said that all year when the people that were killing Obi Toppin, I said no. He's playing behind Julius Randle. That's a very hard thing for a rookie. Let him grow. He's a great athlete. He's only going to get better. He didn't play with any point guard at all the whole year. With all due respect to Mr. Elfrid Payton, I know you're an NBA player, but you're not the answer. That's okay. But give Obi Toppin a point guard, give him a second year. We hit on both of our picks. If we can do that again, Divine and BX Jedi and CT, we're going to be in good shape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And just to look at that, I know you mentioned Sharif Cooper. You know, he has the it factor. There's a lot of these names are projected to fall. For some reason, there's a couple players that are dropping down. You know, that Josh Giddey, I know CT was saying San Antonio at 12 or higher, but a lot of ESPN, a lot of other draft boards that I'm looking at from Odyssey and all that, they're calling Josh Giddey to fall, drop. I don't know because of the unknown factor, because he played in Australia or what the case is. So he could be had maybe at 16. If you're the Knicks 16, you might want to jump up the 19 to the 16 and give it Kevin Knox to get him from OKC to move up there. And there's a lot of other good point guards. You know, Miles McBride from West Virginia, another good point guard that is not on the radar, but he has all the attributes that you want at the point guard that could be at 21 or even 30 if you go that far for point guard. So there's going to be point guard help there, true point guard that could really move the ball around and good high IQ players that they want to play. And then you got right now they're saying the same thing with Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga, were you saying a raw scorer? They don't know the unknown. He's going to go ahead. And when I bought Jonathan Kuminga is because we don't know what the Cleveland Cavaliers is going to do. If Cleveland, if Mobley is available, they'll go Mobley and they'll keep Sexton. But if there's another guard, look for them to move Sexton because they're going to pick a better guard to team up there. So that's like you said, Spree, that we might end up getting Sexton for basically 1 or 2 draft picks, not the ridiculous ransom that we've seen on Twitter, because they're going to have a plethora of point guards. And They got to move him. They got to move him because they cannot bring Sexton in and say, well, we're going to make you a 6-man because we drafted, Jalen Suggs or Jalen Green or whatever the case to play with us. And he's not going to set the 24-point scorer come off the bench as a 6-man. He's that young man is not going to want that. So that could be had for us, guys.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that point. Well taken. Because you know what? Right now, I think we need to look at the forward. I think that small forward position is really, really. I think 5 is set. I think the 4 is set. I think the 2 is set. It's the 1 and the 3. So if you can get a player, and I agree with CT where you just get some guys who can come in and play and can make get the rotation and contribute. But because they fill that 3 spot. If they don't, and if they bring Reggie Bullock back, I don't think they're bringing Reggie Bullock back to start. Really help us out. But I think we got to look at that. We got to start looking. I think we look at even my man from Gonzaga. What's Corey Crispback? You look at him. Shooter, knock it down. He knocks it down. Yeah. And he could be a young guy. Say I think it all depends on, from what the reports I was reading, that they might hold that money until next year. So if they're gonna do that, then okay, you bring that young guy in. And you go get somebody on the market for another 1-year deal. I guess that's the only day I've seen them maintaining that money. But I do think you got to bring Sexton in here if you can get him, because he won't cost you none of that free agent money. You getting a 24-point scorer playing at the guard position in New York, a point guard who haven't had a guard like Sexton in years. Let's think about all the point guards who came through New York in the last 8 years. None of them like Sexton. So if you can get him with that $6.9 million deal he got, whether Knox or whoever you throw in to match the salary and throw in the picks that you need or whatever you may do, you got to really look at that, because I think Sexton would get us where. What I mean by get us where Trae Young got us, we had that opportunity because we got a dynamic point guard like that. Can you imagine Sexton if he would have been playing with this year against them with against Atlanta in the first round? You never know.
Your mic is coming in and out, Divine.
Okay, got you, Johnny. Thank you, bro. But I would have to really take a look at the Sexton thing but there's a lot of good young guys out there. But man, I think we going in a different direction. We're going to continue to build. I know we're going to continue to build and develop, but I also think we're ready to go try to make this run. Like I said, we ready to reach the mountaintop. The question, and the next year, the year after that, 2021, 22, 20, 22, 23, whatever. We're going to be pretty soon. I just think we have to with Tibbs there. So I think these draft picks will be real important, and I think we just got to, like CT said, and get the right ones. I'm on Spree's idea. I can't name every guy in the draft. I don't pay that much attention to college basketball. That's why we got BX here. On the regular. You know what I mean? So Steve here.
Yeah, hopefully Divine gets his mic situation going on.
Is that me or is?
No, it's Divine's mic. I think he might be having some bad weather. I think there's a lot of thunderstorms up and down the east coast of the United States, and causes interference with the internet. Divine, are you back with us?
Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Phil. I'm glad you told me that. Thanks, Johnny. Time. I appreciate that, my brother.
Oh, you froze again. Okay, you're froze again, Divine. I'm gonna give you guys a list of the rings. To my opinion, so 3-and-D guys you got from names to keep an eye. Brandon Boston Jr., 6'7", 3-and-D from Kentucky. He keep an eye on him. Josh Primo. You got Josh Christopher from Arizona State, 6'5", wing and D, shooting guard, the wing player. You got JT Thorne, my 4 for 30. As another forward that could play, who could defend. You got Jalen Johnson from Duke. A good two-way small forward, 3-and-D two-guard combo to keep an eye on. Those are the names. The reason I give these names is because those are the ones that are projected to be later round picks that the Knicks might pick. I know those are some name values to keep an eye on if you hear it on draft night. But I have this board again when we do the draft party, and I'll say, what good value are left in players, because they're calling a wild night. Players that we didn't think of are going to move. The top 5 is going to be like chalk, and then after that, who knows, with book night and so forth, and it could be anything can happen, guys. That's what it's going to be a fun night. I think, my personal opinion, I would like the Knicks to draft those players and just hold on the money and just go on into 2022.
Let me ask this question. We change. Judge, yay and nay. Sergeant Damian Lillard, yay and nay.
No. You already know how I feel about the Damian Lillard thing.
Right.
No. I'm not doing Damian Lillard. I'm not, because it's going to cost us too much.
Okay.
It's going to cost us too much. Unless somebody can tell me different. No.
I mean, I'm. Oh man, it's just I go back and forth on this one, but I'm gonna say no. I just, as good of a player as he is, man, with where we are as a franchise, with what happened with the Carmelo thing, and I know it's not the same. I know it's not the same as Carmelo, but I just think we're going in the right direction. I think we just got to continue to add. I don't want to give away just for that 1 star yet. I don't think we're there yet. I think we may be there soon.
Right.
So I'm gonna pass on Damian for now. As hard as that is, I will pass.
I'm good with you. I love that free.
CT.
Man, get me. These guys might strangle me, but get me Dame.
Okay.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm on board. I've come to grips with I'm just I'm 37 years old. Been a Knicks fan for 30 years.
You a baby.
I just want to be the future. We can rebuild assets again, but I think Dame's game isn't predicated on athleticism. I think we could make a good run, a solid run for 5 years, and I think that would be worth it because he would bring in other stars. He would help other vets, latch on.
Mhm.
And I think the era, it's a good era to give it a go. We'd automatically be the top 3 team in the East with Dame, and other dudes, other teams are going to start coming. And I think with this young player, strategy, it's just going to take a few more years. So for the right deal, I think, when the deal's on the table, it's hard to sort of say no.
Yeah. The reason why I brought that up because they said the Knicks are aggressively in pursuit along with the Heat and a couple other teams, the Sixers, and I was this by y'all saying this is interesting to me. If you bring Damian Lillard in here, let's say it happened. Let's say this thing happened, and him and Julius Randle was and then you still got money to go in free agency next year.
So, Devon, this is what I would tell you, and I'm gonna be honest, right? So, if Damian Lillard is on this team, 2 people that would not be on your roster, as currently constructed, would be RJ and Randall. They're not gonna be here. I'm just saying, if you are the Portland Trailblazers and you're giving up a franchise type player, a legit who if okay. Let me I can't even get my words together right now.
I know.
Let me ask this question. Damian Lillard is a legit one in a lifetime type player, right? And you're about to give him up. This is the heart and soul of your team. Are you just gonna say, I'm gonna take, some draft picks or some willy-nilly players that you may have on your team, or are you looking to have you're looking to get the most you can get from that particular trade, and that particular trade being whoever your most prolific players are on your team,
right?
That has the most upside, right? So we saw what Randall did. So Randall is kind of, he's debatable. So people could delve into the Randall trade or not. But I'm telling you right now, RJ Barrett is going to be a part of that trade. RJ Barrett, I would venture to say probably a Quickly and a Toppin. Those 3 right there, and a draft pick. And we'll let you keep
I think 3 first-round picks, Obi, RJ, and Toppin would be what they want.
Yep, me too. Yeah, they wouldn't want Julius Randle. To me, that's the reason why I don't think they would want him, because number one, you lost Damian Lillard. You about to go and you're gonna move. You probably about to go in rebuild mode. If you let him go, and then you're gonna wind up moving CJ McCollum too. You about to go in rebuild mode. And I don't think they're gonna want to extend Julius Randle.
I agree, because Julius come with a big contract too.
Yeah, right. So
he come with a big contract.
So now I'll let the BS chime in a minute. But the reason why I said that is, so if you have everything you just did and you get Damian Lillard, he already under contract, he's gonna eat up, but you still got next year opportunity to go get a dude with him in the free agent class coming up. You know what I mean? Does that move the Knicks window? That, to me, being that that's the subject is the mountaintop question. I'm like, when do we start moving toward the mountaintop? Because I think now, after seeing what Giannis and them did, not had to build a super team, just put the right players together, and hopefully they build that commodity. I think the Knicks want to be in that mix. I just think that they're going to want to be in that mix because after winning 41 games, what's the next step? 55, 60. You know what I mean? I don't see the Knicks regressing. I hope they're not building a regress, because I don't think they're going to take a season like they had this year, bringing a whole bunch of young guys and wind up winning 40 games again. I do not think the New York Knicks and that organization are going to do that. I just don't believe that by no means. So I do think they might go after this dude, man. The reason why, and I say that because I look at it like this here. They got the infrastructure, the cap space, the picks, and they might say, you know what? If this dude want to come to New York and we can keep Julius Randle, think about it now. Julius Randle becomes the Robin to a Batman. You know what I mean? Right now, Julius Randle is the Batman. You know what I mean? And RJ is the Robin. You bring in Damian Lillard, Julius Randle probably becomes the Robin now. Now you got a Batman rolling with him, and then you go into next year's free agent class with maybe 30, 40 million. They might say, they got enough for a max player. They might say, you know what, we're gonna run this thing like Spreewell said. CT said, excuse me, we run this thing for 3 or 4 years, and if it don't work out, we get all our money back when the contracts expire. We'll rebuild again. So I'm wondering if that's what they're gonna do. BX, it would be interesting because that is something to keep an eye on. You know what I mean? I know that Damian Lillard talk, nobody will want him, but I think if the Knicks gonna go for that, they might decide to do that. I'd rather go the route we've been going. Just keep getting these young guys. Get building like that, but get another player to go around Randall. Because like you look at what Trae Young did. Trae Young took a bunch of and got them cats to the Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I mean? They ain't got a bunch of superstars down there. So at the same time, do we go the route that Atlanta did, and hopefully lightning strikes in the bottle, or do we go the other way and go and start getting these big names? So that was something I would be interested in, BX.
Yeah, the contract is too much for Lillard. If you're telling me that trade proposal, what are those 3 draft picks this year? Two this year? No, thank you. Because this draft class, this one right now, is full of a lot of good players that the Knicks need. Where they fit the timeline. They got players that they even if they go with certain players that like a Chris Duhon, from Oregon. He's 24 years old. He's one of the most NBA ready players to go. He falls, let's say, or you even trade for him. You could plug him in the 3-and-D, and he's not gonna. It's no slouch. He's not gonna cost you much. Maybe 6. If you trade up, I think he'll be around 12 or 13. He's gonna be what, $4 or $5 million a year. You save, and you could bring in NBA players on the free agent low level and build your team. If Damian Lillard, yes, he's a franchise player, but it's just that 40 then that $50 million salary. And then you're losing RJ. And then let's say Randall don't get along with Damian Lillard. He can't stand him, and he's like, you know what? I want to get out of here. So what we do, it's a lot of crazy stuff. Damian Lillard, I would love him on here, but in a different price range. I wish he was a free agent. Then we could throw money at him. That'd be a whole different story. But to trade, a lot. It's a little rich, but we don't know. We don't know. Maybe Portland, which is not, never say never, might take something less than we're thinking. If we can somehow trade and not get rid of RJ, and which is not, I don't see that happening, and keep RJ, Randall, then I could say maybe because But I like all the NBA players. I mean, all the young kids coming out of this draft, man. This is a good draft, guys. This is a very good draft. There's a lot of good players. You could find yourself your backup center here. You could find yourself your powerful, your 3-and-D guy, and you could find yourself a point guard in this draft. It's everything that the Knicks need that we're claiming for is there. It's just up to do they trust Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff to help them develop and put them in a position to succeed, which I don't see why not.
Let me ask you this, BX Jedi, just to your point. Looking at this from Portland's perspective, and as much as I hate the Sixers, if I'm Portland, first of all, I don't want to trade Damian Lillard, but if Damian says if he finally says, "No, what, trade me," as much as Ben Simmons has flaws, he's probably the centerpiece of a Damian Lillard type of trade more than what we have right now.
Yeah,
I mean, I would rather deal with Philly and all their picks and a Ben Simmons deal than I would Damian Lillard. If you want to try to get another type of, I don't think you consider Ben Simmons a superstar. I don't, but I still think he has a lot more value than anything we can offer right now.
Agreed.
I think we'd all agree on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think, to be honest with you, it's going to be really interesting because if Damian Lillard, I've heard mixed reports. I've heard reports that, yes, Damian said, I haven't made a decision yet, but I've also heard reports he's interested in a trade either to the Sixers or the Knicks. So if that's true, we may not have a say in this. They may just deal him to Philly. So that's going to be interesting.
Frank Lato says we're going to send him where Dame wants to go.
Yeah.
So guys, this is what I would tell you, right? So long have we been handcuffed to players saying, they're dictating what the organization wants them to do for whatever their mindset is, right? To Spree's point, Damian could come out tomorrow, and say, right now, Damian has not said he wants to be traded from the Trailblazers. He has not at any point said that he wants to be traded. To this day, the media has put it into our minds that Dame is he's accessible, right? That could be a potential for him to be traded. But Dame Lillard, once Dame comes out and says what Dame wants, guess what's going to happen? Everybody is going to capitulate to what his desires are. That's how the NBA works. That's what's going to happen. I would say this as a New York Knicks fan. Do not get involved with all that hoopla. Know what you want, know who you want, and know how you want to build. I say all that to say this. These mid-level guys that we're not talking about right now, because why are we not talking about mid-level guys right now? I'm going to tell you why. Because those stars are dominating what's about to come up with the draft, right? When you start talking about is Kawhi available? Is Dame Lillard available? If Sexton is available? And what do we have to do to get these pieces, right? I don't care about none of that. What I'm focused on is this. I'm focused on that blue-collar guy that gets up every morning, you know what I'm saying, at 5 o'clock, has his coffee and his toast. He goes off with his little lunch pail. Today is probably one of those what do you call it? I can't even tell you what it is. It's not a lunch pail anymore. It's the
lunch bag.
No,
the cooler, the lunch cooler.
The
Yeti bag.
No, when you put the when you seal the Tupperware. There we go. The Tupperware dishes. When you got the Tupperware dishes, and then you're going off to work, and everything's sealed, and you have your lunch when you have your lunch. That's what we need. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that dude that's going to come in here and want an honest wage for an honest day's work. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for somebody to come in here just because my name is Damian Lillard or Sexton or Lonzo Ball or whoever that is. That's not who I'm looking for. I'm looking for that guy that's going to come in here and give me an honest day's work every day, all day.
I think we get that. Yeah, I do think that's the way to go, and I think we get that. But and I know that's what all us want. But what does the we got to look at it too. It's a business. You know what I mean? Stars is the stars is dominating right now. You need a superstar to win a ring. To me, you got to have that dude who could take you to the promised land. We'll never get there. We'll never get there. You need real quick. Let me finish it. I'll let you go real quick. I think we need a guy. I'm not saying Damian Lillard's that guy,
right?
But everybody who won the ring in the last couple of years was that dude. Whether it's Kawhi, LeBron, KD when he was with the Warriors, Steph Curry. You got to have that dude. And and I'm cool with the rebuild. I am with that, but
Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, it's going to be a time where we need to say, you know what? The last time Knicks won a ring, I was 8 years old. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? When do we say, okay, it's time to bring New York City a championship? We do for that. It might take a couple. Don't get me wrong. We don't have to veer off the course, right? But we do need a superstar down in New York to get us, because in the day's game, when you got a lot of talent in the NBA, it's a lot of. Like I said, everybody winning the rings. They somebody who could put you on their back, and you know what? When y'all can't do it, I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's going to come to a time where we're going to need a dude in New York say, you know what? When RJ having a bad game, when Julius having a bad game like they did in the Atlanta Hawks, I got you. Just get on my back like Giannis did. Giannis put them boys on his back last night. Like, come on, I'm taking the ring.
He did.
You know what I mean? And I think down the line in New York City, we're going to be due for that. But let's take the process the way it's going. I like the way it's going. We got I don't want to lose R.J. Barrett. I don't want to use Top, and I don't want to lose none of these guys because I want to see these cats growing these Knicks uniforms, like you said. I'm sorry, hard hats, lunch pails, grimy, gritty. Let's get it. But you know what? When the time comes, I think them cats in the Knicks organization, Worldwide West, Leon Rose, Scott Perry, Dolan, and Thibodeau, they'll be like, you know what? It's time.
Let's go get that guy. Yeah.
Let's go get that guy. And I think they will, but I hope they don't do it by sacrificing everything we got. Wait the free agency, like BX said, next year. Let's not. I like Damian Lillard guys, but I do not want to mortgage the farm for him. Not all this infrastructure we built. You know what I mean? But I would love to have him because I think if you would have put Damian Lillard on this team, granted we were this year with the same team we had, that'd have been a different story against the Atlanta Hawks. Different story. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Because that's what Trae Young was for them. He was that dude could get them when other cats wasn't going well, like when John Collins didn't have a good game, when Herter didn't have a good game. They had somebody who could take them there.
Yeah. And Devon, I agree with everything that you just said. Everything that you just said. And I will only caveat that by saying this. Timing is everything.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Timing is everything. So if you're telling me that if the Knicks were at a point to where we were one piece away for making that playoff run, I'm with you. I'm with you 110%. Whatever that costs, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we got to mortgage, let's do what we got to do to go get the chip. I'm with you 110%. We are nowhere close to that at this point right now, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, at this point, I understand people being enamored with a Dame Lillard. I get that. I get the shiny new toy, and you know when it starts, you know, as it rotates in the window, it catches your eye, and you want that thing. And then your parents got to beat you down because you don't want to leave the store, right? You want the shiny new thing, right? That's what you want. But I think that where we are right now as a team, if we Milwaukee, if you watch how they have developed their team, it shows you this: if you are true and you believe in the process that your franchise has set before you. Yep. And you continue that process, eventually it's going to bear fruit for you, right? Mm-hmm. This is what people don't understand. And Knicks fans, this is what I want you to hear. Hear this. Giannis and Kevin Middleton played together for 8 years. It's not like they just met each other on the block 2 days ago.
Right.
8 years. 8 years. So what we're doing right now.
And they failed. They failed several times.
They did. But they trusted the process. They trusted the process and they trusted in each other. So here we are, Knicks fans. And this is how I bring this back to center, right? So right now, what we're talking about is the potential to and I love how I can make a point about this right now. I love this. So what we're talking about right now is trade the dude that we just drafted last year in the Obi topic. He's been on the team for 1 year. 1 year. And now we want to give him up. For what? Why? We want to give up IQ? For what? Why? Now, don't get it twisted. If it was a situation to where we give up these players and there's a significant advantage for us being able to move to a championship, okay, I'm with you. I'm all about that. But you can't tell me if whatever the trade is that brings Dame here is going to make this team better. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying.
Let me get Spree and them thoughts on that, because it's a hot topic. Give me your thoughts on that, Spree, with the Damian Lillard thing.
It's just I went through the Carmelo thing, and it's not the same, but I don't Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes,
Yeah, I
yeah,
hear you.
yeah. You good, Spree?
Hey, Sarge.
Can you hear me okay?
Now I
Yeah.
hear you.
You're breaking up a little.
You can hear me?
You're breaking
Okay.
up a little.
I better. Absolutely. You're breaking up. Okay, hold on 1 second here. Let me just. Can you guys hear me now? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
I hear you so
We
far.
Yeah,
hear
yes, sir.
you fine.
Yes, sir. Lighting.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just um, just Damian Lillard would make our team better. I'm
He would.
not gonna dispute that. Absolutely. If you put Julius Randle and Damian Lillard on the same team, this is a guaranteed top 4 team in the Eastern Conference
Wow.
with one top 4 in the East, and have a Trae Young type of season, maybe potentially even find our way in the Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe. Doesn't guarantee it, but there's a shot. Point where we can trade for a Damian Lillard. We need to continue to get assets. I don't want to give up young assets yet. I want to get as many young assets as I can so that when I make that trade, I have way more pieces around a Julius and a Damian Lillard. That's what I'm saying. I think we need to hit on that come the next trade deadline, where I guarantee you there's going to be another star player that's not happy with their situation. I guarantee it. This happens every year. Think about it. Just go through the list of the NBA. We say this. We say we have to get this guy. You have to get this guy. This is a once in a lifetime thing. Well, I'll tell you what. You wait till next year's trade deadline. Somebody else is going to be unhappy. That's how this works. It's the NBA. It's called the National Basketball Unhappy Association. People are unhappy. Okay, so somebody else is going to be unhappy. So we got to find a way to develop our guys. And I'll tell you what, if you trade Obi Toppin right now, you're not trading him at his peak trade deadline, because I'm telling you he's going to be even better this upcoming season early. Where
Absolutely.
I think if we do trade an Obi, I think his value will be higher at next year's trade deadline. So we got to be very smart. I love Damian Lillard. I understand the Knicks fans. I'm totally understand if you want him. I totally get it, and I'm not gonna. It's very interesting. You can go either way, but I just want you to know that this pains me, because I want to win just as much as you all. I just don't. It hurts. I don't know. I'm trying to grow it.
Yeah.
Let me.
You know, and that's the reason why I brought it up, because you know what? None of us know, but we have to have these conversations, because we have to have content to put out there. If you don't have no content to put out there, you don't have no show. So we have to, even though we know the media is here on this, but this is part of having a platform where we can discuss all the scenarios that could happen, because it can happen. That don't mean it won't happen. Don't mean it will happen, but it can happen. You know what I mean? The Knicks front office could be like, listen, we about to go get this thing. Or they could be like, we're going to continue going the road that we was going. So, but these topics are part of their organization as a business. The same, you may think it's a lot of smoking and stuff out there, these trade, but that's what they doing behind them. They doing the same thing we doing. They are doing the same thing we doing. You know what I mean? They trying to figure out what's best for the Knicks organization. Do we go do this? Do he put people in the seats? Not only do we put people in the seat, does he help the team win? They sitting down analyzing all this. You know what I mean? So, it's not so much. I know we may think the media throw a lot of stuff out of there. They just by doing what we doing. Well, we know they thinking about it. You know what I mean? Obviously, the Knicks is thinking about that. The Brooklyn Nets were thinking about we should bring KD, Kyrie, and Harden here. They were thinking about this stuff. You know what I mean? This is part of the chatter. The chatter is chatter, but it's part of what they do. It's like, do we build our infrastructure by going this way, or do we go spend our money that way? So the same thing, we talking, they talking. You know what I mean? So, but and I do think that we just got to continue the course, CT and BX, keep the course. But if the Knicks do go after Damian Lillard, they must see something that we don't see, or Brock Allen them know how to make moves that we can't even think about. You know what I mean? Them cats run a business, bro, and they might say, with Brooklyn having superstars over there, did we not put money in the seats like we could be if we had a superstar over here? Yeah. It's business. So but I'm with like this here. all you got to do is just save that money. Let Damian Lillard go to the Lakers, go where he want to go. I don't want the deal done, but I understand if the Knicks do the deal. You know what I mean? I want Obi Toppin. I want Emmanuel quickly. I want RJ. I want Mitchell Robinson. I want all these guys to be Knicks. But because this is a business, you never know. You never know. You just don't know. You know what I mean? CC, and BX, you never know. It's just like, I just think that they looking to do something, man. And I hope they do it the right way, like we've been doing it. I love what we got down here. We got to the first round of the playoff with that team we had. Man, a couple of more good pieces, not superstar pieces, just a couple more balanced pieces to get us to another level, I think so. But I do understand that they bring Damian Lillard in here because of the financial situation that the Knicks are in. They saying that they got a chance to get a trade for a superstar, and then free agent next year, go buy a superstar. They are in that position. They're in a position to get a superstar right now. And next year, they can go get another superstar and sign Randall over the cap. So they might be like, no, I might want to go do this. So what do you think, CT, man? I know you big on the dang thing. Talk to me, man. What do you think?
Yeah, look, let me preface my statement by saying I'm not trying to give up the farm like you guys are, like you guys say, sorry. I'll say that, But what I do understand is that we tend to want to overvalue our players a little bit more than what some of the rest of the league might think of our players. And what I've seen is, pull the curtain back a bit more. We had an all-NBA player and we only couldn't get out of the first round, So I say that to say that to win in this modern NBA, you need star talent, you need star talent. Look at the playoffs to get past round 1, round 2, round 3, and then to win in the finals, and to get a Damian Lillard, we wouldn't have had that player on this roster since Carmelo, and then before Carmelo since 2001. So it's been more than 20 years before we can say we've had that kind of talent or star talent. And me personally, I think it's going to hurt to have to lose some players that you like. But it's all for the greater good. You can't win in this NBA unless you build with talent. And I just think it's hard. We're not going to get past many rounds of the playoffs without accumulating that talent first.
Yeah, I agree.
So from CT's standpoint, I agree with everything he just said. I would just caveat with this. I think that there's a path that we could do both at the same time, right? I think that there's a path that we can pick up these stars or these free agents that can come in, that veteran presence that comes in and help educate this youth, the youth talent that we already have on the squad, or the people that we would draft next week. You know what I'm saying? There has to be a balance there. And if anything that I've watched over the course of the Milwaukee ascension to greatness is this: they believed, gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? They believed in what the front office. They had a plan. They stuck with the plan. Luckily for them, they had a superstar player that bought into the plan, that said, hey, listen, I am eligible for an extension right now. Let's go ahead, let's get it done and get it out of the way. So this is not something that people talk about for the next 2 years, right? Let's get that done. But, and by the way, if I do this, what I want you to do, front office, is to give me players around me that's going to make this organization better. But peep this. Peep who came in. Peep who joined the organization, right? It wasn't a LeBron James. It wasn't a Kevin Durant. It wasn't any of that, right? Drew Holiday? Really? For real? This is what we're talking about right now? and the guy that the Knicks let go. What's his name? So somebody tell me his name. I'm not gonna say it.
You
What's
know,
his
you
name?
already know. Bobby Portis, you already know.
So you got a Holiday and a Portis to come in, and this is what I talk about when I talk about mid-level athletes that can come in and solidify your organization. These dudes are now NBA champions. Bobby Portis, NBA champion. Drew Holiday, NBA champion. Giannis is an NBA MVP. God, stop playing with me right now. Don't play with me right now.
So
You're
hear
playing
me
with
out
my
then.
emotions.
I agree with you in that, but hear me out. Here's the key word. Giannis is a. They got that. You see, that's what I'm trying to say. They got that. He is a superstar.
But he wasn't. He was not
Let me
always.
ask you a question. Let me ask you real quick. Sarge. Do you think Julius Randle? And I agree with everything you say. Cause I like the building from the ground up. Do you think Julius Randle, RJ, can be Giannis and Chris Middleton? That's what I'm getting at. Because they grew up in the organization. They came up through the. So we extend Julius Randle, and then in which they did. I like what they did. They extended Chris Middleton, gave him his max. Then they gave Giannis Antetokounmpo his max. I agree with you everything. That's why I wanted to grow organically. Let these cats come together. If you give Randall an extension, and you give then the 2 years from now, if you're going to give RJ his extension, that's what I want us to do. Because I'm not going to kid. I hate seeing us, sign a superstar and it don't pan out. But I do think this is a different game with Tibbs in them. Back in the day, I thought the Canelo thing. I'd love to send them, but they put the pieces around. It went south because they wasn't. But you extend Julius Randle, he becomes our franchise player. So then you go get it. Like I said, I agree with you. You go get a couple of guys to put around him. That's why I like the Oubres of the world and these mid-level guys who can come in and produce and have this 19 time. So on point with that. That's what I'm saying. On point with that. That's what I'm trying to say. And so if he's gonna be that superstar, then Julius Randle, then that's a different story. If we think he's gonna be that dude, if we think Julius Randle gonna be that dude for the New York Knicks to get us to the promised land, then we don't need Damian Lillard. If y'all believe that.
So Devon.
Let me let BX get in right quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, all these things what you said, there's one thing in common that everybody is not putting the common denominator. It starts with Cleveland, Golden State, the past champions, Milwaukee Bucks. Their draft picks are the lane leader and superstar that won the title. Yes. Curry, Thompson. You got LeBron. When he came back, he was drafted by Cleveland. Kyrie Irving was with them. Dwayne Wade draft pick. Those are their own players. We have to develop our first superstar in order to win title. Not grab Dame Lillard in here. I like Dame Lillard, but I want him to be the final piece to bring in here. We need to. That's why I'm like, why are we giving up on RJ Barrett? Because I think RJ Barrett is that guy to grow into that superstar, that wing star that we need. Then we could bring them in here when we see he's ready. That's why I want to surround him with better talent around him. And every champion that we see, they have their own, except for the Lakers. Granted, the Lakers was an anomaly. They bought money and they bought in. Even this team, even the Phoenix Suns, if they would have won it, Booker, Aiden, those are their guys that they bought in here. If there's a common trend to that. And we have to follow that common trend because that's what's giving results. And with every dynasty that you see in the NBA, and maybe we could follow the Boston Celtics model. They brought in a Kevin Garnett at the end to bring them win and solidify and bring them over the hump. Yep. Those are the point is we need to have our guy drafted to bring us to that next level. And unfortunately, the Knicks haven't had that guy in their draft since Patrick Ewing. Let's be honest with you. We haven't had it since Ewing, and Ewing almost got his deck, and it was our own guy. So we have to draft better, and I think that's my point on that with the Damian Lillard. I like it, but we need our own guy. That's why we don't want to get rid of RJ Barrett. Even though Randall's not our guy, but he's developed under our umbrella. So those are the type of things going forward, I don't know. I just don't. Lillard is not. It's not the right timing for him to be on the Knicks, in my opinion.
I agree.
Makes sense. Okay, makes sense. Good points, man. Good points.
I will say this, and I'm going to be real brief to give everybody else a chance to speak. Right? I will say this,
Sergeant. Before you go, I gotta bounce really quick. Guys. But just see you guys, and we'll be in touch. All right, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Don't leave us hanging.
You know that, bro.
All right, my man.
My guy.
All love.
Yeah. He already has his namesake, Freewell. Come on now. Come on.
Right. That's it. Yeah, that was a great topic. I love great. You know, and like I said, you know, sometimes you have to put that stuff out there because you have to get, you know, we have to talk about it because it's out there. You know what I mean? But that's what the fans want to hear. They want to hear what's out there. When they look on Bleacher Report, they look on, they hear this stuff, they want to talk about it. You know what I mean? But I'm good with the points. You know, like I said, RJ, if he's that guy, or Julius Randle, then we go ahead and make that happen. We put the pieces around him. And you know, and because we got to remember the NBA get tougher every year. Everybody retools. You know what I mean? And while we might only be thinking about the Knicks, it's 31 other teams retooling. You know, and you know, so yeah, you know, and we just want to make sure that, you know, if we're gonna win our championship through building through the players we put together. Right now, we're looking at another 5-6 years before RJ get to where Giannis is at. Or will LeBron won his in 7 years in the league? Or Michael Jordan came in the league, he went into about 7 or 8 years. So if that's the case, we talking 7 or 8 years from now, maybe you think about if we don't make no different type of moves. And I don't know if our fan base gonna go with that.
but Devon, I would say this, right? Do you want an organization that can put something together that can win one championship, or do you want something that we can solidify as a foundational base to be able to win championships consecutively for the next 4 to 5 years? Which
you know obviously what I want. That
exactly.
Yeah, so, but I don't think necessarily by getting another star to go with our team is not going to be able to do that. I mean, I understand it. Like, put like this here. I know when they drafted Steph Curry and them cats, they won a ring. But where did they get the other two from when they got Kevin Durant? So what I'm saying, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't have no problem with RJ and Randall making it happen. But eventually, you're going to need that dude to come in.
You will. But let me ask you this: from the time that Steph, Draymond, and Clay were drafted, how long did it take them to win the championship?
Not long, about 2 or 3 years.
Maybe. No, about long that, about 4. Because Mark Jackson had him for a minute.
So okay. What I'm saying is, as Knicks fans, we need to understand the expectation of what we're asking for. Number one, right? If you want a championship, decide right now, Knicks fans. So here we go. Yo, I try not to get into my position, but y'all
make it quick.
Y'all force me. So here we go. Do you want a championship right now, one and done, and be out? Say Knicks won championship, whatever. Or do you want to be a substantial force in the Eastern Conference? What do you want?
I think that'll be a 50-50. To be honest with you, I think there'll be fans on the show that say they want that one championship because it's been 50 years they haven't won one. Right. And there's people that says they want to be a dynasty. So that question, Sarge, is like a 50-50. If you put that on a Twitter pro or pro, that's going to go 50-50 in my opinion.
I would agree with you, BX. I would agree. But this is what I'm going to tell fans. Make a decision, right? And don't come back at me after we win one championship and then we won't win another one for the next, 50 years.
Right.
Or if we continue to build on the platform that we're on right now and we are substantial for the next 10 to 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And we own the East. That's what I want.
Yeah. I know it. I think them days is over, though. I think the dynasty thing is over. That's a wrap. The dynasty thing is a wrap. You know what I mean? The way the money is going, the way the free agent market, the way it's like there's no more dynasties in the association. I mean, I just think because is the way it's structured now. This the players league. They can go where they want to go. You know, they can, you know, so it'd be tough. But I understand your point. I would want a stable organization for the next 10 years. I agree with that. Now I take that, but I definitely want a ring, man. I mean,
I'm with you, Devon. I won the championship. I want to live the dream. I want the parade, the ticker tape, the Macy's, the whole nine. I want all that, right? But I still want to be relevant. I don't want someone to praise me today, and then 5 days from today, you don't even know who I am. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I want for the Knicks. And 19 Con Man NYC 84. If I have a cooking show, I need you to tell me what that is.
It's Guy Fieri. You got diners, dumpsters, and
yeah,
dives.
I do.
Real quick, man. Salute to the chat. Hold on, salute to the chat. Frank, Elton, you get right back. Let me get the brother some love, and I ain't giving no love since we've been on. Yo, Elton, Frank, everybody, man. Salute 19. We in here at the cooking show. You know, we getting it in. Johnny Timon, everybody, Killer Cross, Tim Smith. Appreciate y'all coming on, man. We in here cutting it up, having a good time talking Knicks, some serious talk, man, which is John Garden, a Knicks podcast. Yeah, man. I mean, but that's where we at right now. You know, it's amazing because we in a time right now where you might got guys like a little older like us say, man, we want to see it before we leave this planet. You know what I mean? Yep. But you got you got a lot of young guys like, man, I like the younger dude. I want to see these catch. So I get it. You know what I mean? You know, it's like BS says a 50-50 thing because, you know, listen, if you've been around longer than some of us have been, you're like, man, when this thing gonna happen? But then again, like I said, you might just came around, you like, yo, just keep building. I like this dude. I've seen him in this. So I get it. It's you know, it's like I said, there's many ways to skin a cat. But I hope no matter what we do, even if we go big game hunting, just make sure we can recuperate. Because you got to remember this. Let's say if they do they get this guy, that guy, and 2 years from now, 3 years, all their contracts come off the books. They all tradable at the deadline. As long as you keep that infrastructure there, and I think Leon Rose, because he's a businessman, Scott Perry's a businessman, Worldwide West know how to wheel and deal. These guys and Brock, all of them, I just believe they're going to make sure no matter what they do, Scott Perry is not going to let these cats mess up his infrastructure where he done built it. I don't think he'll do that. I just don't think Scott Perry will do that. I really don't, because he bought it from something. Something. Yeah, man. He got a 7 first round draft picks, $70 million, whatever to spend. You got RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, Mitchell Robinson. I mean, you know, he bought it. Now you got Valdoza coming up in the building. If you keep them guys, to me, if you keep Mitchell Robinson, RJ, Randall, Emmanuel Quickly, and Obi, and just throw somebody around them, you know. So I don't want to chase Damian Lillard. You got to give up all that. I don't. I really don't want to see that happen for the Knicks. But you know what? You know, but them guys say, you know what? I can get another Quickly. I can get another Obi. I can get another one of them. That's easy for me to do. Is it how hard it is to get this? You know what I mean? Go ahead, CT.
One thing, if let's say we did hypothetically trade a lot of the team, gut the team for Dame. I think Dame, you know, you could try a few years. You know, Dame, I can see at 33, 34 still having a lot of value, where if you could trade him then and get picks back as well. So I think it's a it's a win-win situation.
Right.
You know, it's a no-lose situation because Dame still has currency. You know, you rock with it for a few years and.
At $45 million, CT, I mean, you think that he could be moved?
Yeah, absolutely. Contracts are going to be. Think of when the cap goes up, they're going to be more bloated.
Okay.
And like I said, Dame's a shooter, and I think if teams can move Al Horford, Kemba Walker, I think Damian Lillard's. Look at Chris Paul's value. He's at the point where he's opting out of a deal. So yes. It could go horribly wrong, but I think Dame would still have good value at 34.
See, to your point, I would agree with everything that you said, but this is what I would need from Damian Lillard. I would need for Damian Lillard to go in front of a camera or a microphone or a podcast, however he gets the message out.
Nick's Real Talk.
And
And declare his love for New York.
Look, Damian Lillard, this is what I need you to do. I need you to come on Nick's Real Talk and declare your options, right? I need for you to declare in front of the world what
Get in
you
Mark
want.
Berman's DM.
No, get out of the DMs. We don't want DMs. I need you to be on a platform to where people see your face, read your lips, and say, "This is what I want." Dame Lillard has never, ever, gentlemen, said that he wants to be traded from the Portland Trailblazers. He has not said that. What he has said is that as we grow and as time evolves, things change. But he has never come out and said, "I want to be traded from the Portland Trailblazers." Right? He has never said that. And until he does, that gives all the power, every bit of power, to the Trailblazers. You know what I'm saying? For them to shop Dame. Not Dame shopping himself. It's the team shopping him. So until he comes out and says, "Hey, this is what I want. I don't want to play for any other team other than this person, this team right here." Until he says that, we are spending a whole bunch of money that we really don't need to spend at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Let me hit y'all with a point real quick. You sometimes you can't say it out there. See, sometimes you got to protect. You have to protect your legacy sometime. Now he might not have said it in public. That don't mean he didn't say he don't want to be there. You got to remember, you can't put yourself out there on Front Street and get played neither. But like Damian said the other day in the interview after he was at the practice when he went in, let him know, he said, "I didn't ask out." He said, "I don't know." He said, "Here's the key word: I don't know what my future holds."
That's exactly what he said.
So he sparked the conversation. Now you putting doubts in people's ears and minds. Like, I'm not. He could have said, I'm not moving. I don't want to move. Blah blah. He said, "I'm not sure what the future holds," or something of that nature. So what Damian Lillard did was he opened up a can of worms, because now if you would have just said it, just how would I say it, make it on point, no doubt in nobody's mind, don't even leave no doors open. But but you got to think about it. Damian Lillard might be like, "No, you just don't know what he might have said behind closed doors." Because obviously, you don't want to do that. Because I do think if Damian Lillard wanted to trade the way he done did for that city, Portland would oblige that young man and send that man wherever he want to go. If Damian Lillard want to go to the Lakers, I believe the Portland Trailblazers will send him there just out of respect of what he done for that city.
So I disagree. I disagree because what you're telling me now is I'm taking my Ferrari that's in my garage right now, and the teenage kid that's walking past my garage and he happens to see it, I'm just gonna give it to him. No,
but that's not the case, because say if Damian Lillard want to go to the Lakers gonna have to get something involved to make sure Portland get their worth. You're not gonna give. It's not about giving away. Say if he wanted to go to the Knicks, but the Knicks might have to get a third team involved to make sure Portland get what they want. They're not gonna give them away, but they can. Is ways to maneuver in the NBA where you say, you know what? If the Knicks want him, I might have to go. The Knicks might have to get a third team involved to make sure Portland is happy with what they gave off for Damian Lillard, and that's the. So, and I think that can happen. I really, just like BX had said the other day, I think BX said something about, well, we were talking about another trade where you said blank to this, Porzingis goes here, this guy goes here, this guy get what they want. That can be done. Now, it might take another team because, remember, it's not about the team Knicks versus Portland. It might take something else. It might have to move some picks to this team to get a star player. Yeah. So what I mean is, I know it's doable. And but I do believe Dame Lillard, in my mind, he's not going nowhere. I think Dame Lillard, I wouldn't go nowhere with the team I got, first of all. So I don't even think Dame Lillard going nowhere. But just for the sake of talking, to having the conversation, you never know where to rise. And I agree with you. I agree with you, L. Lee. He is, man, Mr. Allen. He was really loyal to that dude, man. He passed away, and so that was like when Tyson was with Customado. When Customado passed away,
yes,
I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And Jim Jacobs were good dudes, but what happened? He went with Don King, then this whole world went away. So I do think sometimes he might see something in the organization. He might not think it's, listen, this organization going in a different direction. So Mr. Allen not here anymore. You know what I mean?
So
Let's look at the Mets.
Could it be that it's the other way around, that the organization wants Damian to go because they want to do a different direction? He's from the old owner regime, and they want to trade Damian Lillard. And it's not Damian Lillard asking for a trade; it's the other way around. And then Damian Lillard says, I didn't ask for a trade, but we never know what the future holds." I'm like, the organization wants to cut ties with me. They want to put their thumbprints as an ownership with their guys and their trade, and they want to start fresh and say, I build the team. I'm not. This is not Mr. Allen's team. That I'm winning with. Oh yeah, Mr. Allen left you this team. Maybe the ownership wants to. How these millionaires are. These billionaires, they have an ego. These billionaires they like to build things from the ground up and say they build it, self-made, and want to get rid of Lillard. So that's why. If that's the case, in that case, I'm the New York Knicks. I'm trying to give them a little bit as possible, because if they feel like that, they want to get rid of Damian, and they're putting him uncomfortable with shopping him and moving him. Then you know what? I'm not giving you my best stuff. I'm giving you this,
right.
And you take it. So then if that's the case, that's different. If we could come out, keeping 2 of our picks or losing 1 pick this year and giving up Dallas's and then another Knicks pick, 3 picks first round, but scattered, and we be able to still pick this upcoming draft, which is so full of players. Then man, I'm gonna be one of the most excited person. And I don't want to say that I was wrong. I don't want to say you didn't want BX. You said you didn't want Lillard. No, I don't want Lillard if it's gonna cost me Obi Toppin. If it's gonna cost me RJ Barrett, it's gonna cost me our players. Now, if it's gonna cost me that kind of trade package that we fleeced them. That's why I want to make sure I'm clear about it.
Yeah. Real quick, BX. That's why I brought up the third team. You might can get him without giving up RJ and Randall if you get a third team. Without that third team might say, okay, we're sending this dude. You give us all these picks. You know what I mean? He can come here without giving up them dude. If you do it, if Brock Allen know how to wheel and deal, say, you know what, we got a package to go and send this cat to. Let's say if hypothetically Dane came here, they got Golden State involved. Golden State going to wheel and deal their picks, and Andrew Wiggins is somebody hypothetically to make the money match to Golden State. For now, they got 7 picks. They got Andrew Wiggins and maybe somebody else. Them cats might be like, yo, listen, and the Knicks didn't even have to give up them 2 dudes.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right. Because now they got the 7th, they could pick up one of these point guards on the 7th pick. One of these good point guards, that I named earlier throughout the program. And they could. And then they got their point guard of the future, Andrew Wiggins there. They got CJ, and they got the Joker. Their Noka, whatever the other center that they have there. Well, they want to move them, and but now they got a point guard that no pressure that they could develop, and now they could still probably win. And now the new ownership, I got another guy in here that I brought in here, and so forth like that. So you never know. You never know what could be going on. That's why I wanted to be clear to say I never said I didn't want him. I don't want him if it's going to cost us these players.
Right. You don't want to mortgage a team for him, but I love it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I just think that RJ and Randall would be nice. That would be nice.
Oh yeah. And if you're able to keep Obi Toppin,
right,
able to keep, Randall quickly, and if you lose Derrick Rose, so be it. Because you got Luka, so be it. For we have a Damian Lillard here. I would like to keep him there, but it is what it is. It's a business. So
it is. It's all about business. And guys, I would tell you this: at the end of the day, everybody knows once again how I feel about my man Obi-Wan. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
That's my dude. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. Him and Quickly. With a dynamic point guard could change the aspect of how the Knicks play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mitch is young and athletic. Oh, come on now. Obi, Mitch, Quickly. Stop. Hey, RJ, stop playing right now. Stop playing with me right now. But this is what I will say.
D-Roz, salute.
D-Roz, Salute, 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 salute. What I will say is this: whatever, and we will find out what's going to happen next week during the
Mm-hmm.
draft.
Yep.
That's when the Knicks are going to bare their fangs, right? That's when they're going to come out of their shell and be like, we have not heard anything from you guys this whole offseason. We have not heard one iota of what you're thinking. The only thing we've seen these rookies, not rookies, not even rookies. We've seen these college players that you brought in and worked out. We know who these guys are, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we don't know is how they fit into the grand scheme of what you really have going on. Now, if I'm the Knicks and I have the 19th pick, I had the 21st pick, the 32nd pick, and the 58th pick, I am smart enough to know. And I'm not the smartest person in the world, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not. I would never claim to be that, right? But I am smart enough to know we are not about to have four rookies on this team this in the coming season. That's not going to happen. So out of those picks, we need to figure out how we're going to package those to go get the person that we want. That's how I think this is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the same time, I also think that in this particular spread in time, that we address one particular hide and watch, right? One particular free agent move, right? So what I'm about to do, I'm about to package all these players that we're talking about, and I'm about to go get me a point guard because the people that the Knicks have worked out have been forwards. Name one point guard that the Knicks have worked out. Name one.
That worked out
They Sharif Cooper.
Yeah, Sharif Cooper.
Okay. Yeah, you already know how
Trey Man. They worked out Trey Man,
and
I think and Josh Giddey.
Ooh, you know how I feel about Sharif. Sharif is my guy, right?
Sharif is ready for the bright lights, but I don't think he'll be there for the next pick.
He won't. I don't think he will either. So what I'm thinking is going to happen here is that the Knicks are going to package these picks to go after a how shall I say it? I don't want to say this. Oh my God, I don't want to say this because he plays for Cleveland. But Sexton is going.
We talked about that. Yeah,
that's what I want.
We did. Sexton is going to be the guy that they go for, and I think that it's going to be comprised of the picks that we have right now, and then after we get a Sexton, and we're going to have to trade down, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be twisted, right? So we go get a Sexton. We're going to have to give up picks, but the picks that we give up, I'm willing to give up the 19th pick. And the 58 is the 58 pick.
58. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you those two, but I'm picking in between that, right? I'm gonna pick in between that, but I'm still gonna have me a point guard. I'm gonna have me a legit point guard that can come out, that can play with Luka, and go on and be productive from there. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to dominate the conversation.
No, Sergeant. If at the second pick, we all know Detroit's taking Kate Cunningham. At the second pick with the Houston Rockets, and I'm gonna tell you how the draft is gonna go crazy, and I want you to remember this now. 10:40 on the 21st, a week before the draft line. Now,
I bookmarked it.
If the Houston Rockets do not select Jalen Green for shooting guard at number 2. And they take Evan Mobley, and Jalen Green is available for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then that's when Sexton's going to be traded. That's when, and then remember, mark that when you see the draft night, and you're on here with us on the panel, and we're laughing it out on our draft show. And I'm going to come back to that, and I say, watch this, and you're going to hear that, and then you're going to say, man, I hope I made a prediction there. I think Cleveland will trade him because, like I said earlier, prior to the show, they cannot go into camp with 3 guards. You got Garland. Now you bring Jalen Green and Sexton. You got to ask one of them to be a 6-man. You can't. So they could trade him. I could see them moving them for a 21st pick.
I agree.
I think the Knicks will hold that 19. I personally want the Knicks to draft all 4. I think that because there's a lot of wing defenders, there's a lot of point guards, and I like it, and they could even get their backup center in this draft. at 32. He will be there. There's plenty of talent, you know. And everyone say, "Oh, Tibbs don't play rookies." That's nonsense because these guys, not these high talented kids that are coming out of this college draft. This draft is a good draft. It's a deep draft,
It is.
and I think and you're saying about I kind of disagree. I don't think they're going to move their players. I think only time they'll do something like that is that move with the Houston Rockets. They're going to be and Cleveland Cavaliers. That's impactful. Now, the Orlando Magic could be another team because they're big on getting Kuminga, but Kuminga fits their but I don't know why Orlando wants to get more rings. James Brooknight, you know, could I see the Knicks then make a move and take 2 trades, pick and move up to the Orlando 8th spot if a James Brooknight is there? That could be another move they could do because you know Orlando already got, you know, there's gonna they don't need point guard, right? Because they already have plethora point guard. They're already going to pick at 5 Kuminga, their big dog, and they already have, you know, center, and they could get another backup center if they don't think Mo Bamba is the thing. Because if they pick a center at 8, they're reaching, in my opinion. So they could want to move back to get these centers and go back into a 21 or even a 32 with the Knicks, and the Knicks could jump up and give a Kevin Knox and on a 30th, 32nd, or the 21st, either or combination to go up to that 8 spot from the Orlando Magic and grab Booknight or even the Golden State Warriors. They could because they, you know, I'm talking about teams that have multiple picks in the first round that you want to give away one because you're going to give them a player that, you know, because Knox will be expiring at the end of the year next year. They can see they change of scenery might jumpstart that kid's career, you know, and maybe they get something for a year. And if he does good, they have his bird rights. They could probably give him a minor small contract because they have his bird rights. So it's a win-win. Those kind of moves I think the Knicks might do to move forward. And those are the type of things that keep an eye out and see how that goes. Salute Nick P.
Salute Nick P.
Connor Bayer Log, what's going on, my man? How you doing? I'm glad you're here. And yeah, so those are my thoughts and my opinion on the way the draft movement and could it happen? I think so. It could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
It kind of makes a little bit of sense and truth to it because, you know, a lot of teams, like you said, there might be some teams that might not see one. I'm not going to draft all these players into the, you know, OKC. I mean, are they really going to draft all those players from picks that they have? They could pick up more drafts for later down and pick up teams that wants to get rid of salary. And Golden State is going to be a really important team to play. There was a talk about Sacramento switching with the Pelicans, sending Buddy Hield to the Pelicans.
Wow.
And switching pick. They were going to flip-flop picks, and Aaron Bledsoe was going to head over to Sacramento, which made no sense. Another point guard, and you know, then what does that take about Fox? You know, what's going? You know, there's a lot of different variables and different things there. So who knows? You know, draft night is going to be crazy. I think there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of busy stuff, and there's going to be a lot. And I can't wait to be here because I have almost everything. I got my notebook written with all the details. So when things happen like that, I'm gonna go look at it and go, man, I was. You know, I'm almost right because we're putting it on tape and we're seeing it. So, you know, hopefully my hard work does work out. I see Jalen Johnson. I like Jalen Johnson. Trey Murphy. I'll do another wing. I don't know about Brezant. I don't know too much about him. Please enlighten me. Is he a 3-and-D? You know, any information on him? I would really appreciate that. So I'm gonna write that name and do my research on him as well. You know, like you were saying earlier, Corey Kispert from you know, it's another guy. He's like a younger Novak. You know, they play him. He's a pure shooter, championship shooter.
Got toughness to him too. Got a little toughness to him too. I like Corey Kispert, man. I was like, yo, him and Jalen Suggs were getting in for Gonzaga, bro. They was getting down for Gonzaga for real.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna relieve your mind for 2 seconds, right? That the amount of rookies that we get out of this draft is going to be 2. I say 1, but at the most 2.
Mm-hmm.
1, but at the most 2. We are not carrying 4 rookies on the squad. That's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. But
that was a good player too.
We have to figure out, and based on what I've seen the Knicks and how they've been interviewing people and the people they brought in to work out, I think I want to think that the first position they're going to address is the point guard position, but that's probably not going to happen. The first position they're going to address is probably going to be the forward position, right?
No, I think it's the opposite. That's my opinion. My opinion. I think it's gonna be opposite. I think they're gonna get that. I think they're gonna get Giddy. It's gonna be there. I think they're gonna get that point guard. I'm thinking they're taking three
I
out
hope
of.
so.
I'm thinking they're gonna go with. I think they're gonna draft everybody. I'm thinking. You say Ray says I don't see Tibbs putting 4 rookies there. The reason why I say they will because it's not gonna cost them a lot salary cap wise. Because I think they want to hold that money for next year and make that big splash while developing under them. And then they'll say, you know what, let's get the big dogs. And maybe now then we could make trades if we want it. Now, if the situation opens itself, like a la Damian Lillard, you got all these young kids that you can move around with some we got more picks still, and then you could do those wheeling and dealing. I think that Damian Lillard would be next year will be very enticed because you could sign free agents, make a trade, and then you got all these young kids that you. So I think that's just my opinion. You know, that's just my train of thought. I think that's the way. I think that's the way the Knicks are going to go. But I could understand seeing your point too, where I don't know everyone else point. I don't think Thibodeau's going to bring 4 rookies. I don't think they'll take 4 rookies. I think they might. I think so. I got a gut feeling they will.
I think he's going to stash. I think he's going to stash some of them. You know what? I'll tell you the reason why. The only reason I don't think they would take off 4 rookies and put them on that team, because that 4 rookies not getting them to the playoffs. Knicks is trying to go to the next round. They ain't trying to babysit nobody. That's over. That's over. If the Knicks don't do 41 wins this year, it's a failure. That is a failure, bro. The Knicks don't get out of the first round, win over 41 games, and get to that. It's going to be a failure. Because now they're going to say, oh, what happened to our team, man? They got there last year. Now they went back. That ain't happening. So that's the only reason I think they might keep 2, like Sarge said. I can see 2 being here. I think the other 2, like CT said, they might get somebody the 58 pick and stash them. You know what I mean? You're picking that low, stash them somewhere, let him, you know, and just, he does a piece there because it was like BX said, it don't cost him about $1 million probably. You know what I mean? And I do believe they keeping that cap flexibility. Cause the higher they trade up, the more expensive the pick get.
Yes.
And I just think with Obi. Let's think about it. Obi, quickly, RJ, Mitch, Knox, Frank. We don't know what they're going to do, but we already got half of our team is young. You bring in 4 more dudes, 4 more babies?
We're not doing that.
Nah.
We're not doing that. That's not going to happen.
I'm going to say 3 out of the 4. Unless, my philosophy was thinking, guys, I'll wait on that. I've talked enough. Go ahead.
I'll just quickly say, unless Frank and Knox are out here, you know, then... Right. And then, you know, not as many young guys.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what I was going to say, because I think one of the picks is going to be their backup center. And I think it's going to be, you know, either the kid from Duke, or from North Carolina, or Isaiah Jackson. Sharp. He lost some weight. He looks good. He looks really good. They say he lost some weight. He's starting to hit the jumper, the 3-pointer, and they love his footwork, the way he back, and he could pass from that center position, you know, but Isaiah Jackson's more of the rim protector, the best rim protector on the team. So, you know, now they can let go of Noel, get Sharp or Jackson for, you know, under $2 million. And now you got maybe $3 million tops, or let's say 4 in your center position only. And then you still got Novell Powell. So you got 3 guys there. I don't see Knox might be traded if you wanted to move up or even get more for future picks. I don't see him, and that they don't have to bring back Ntilikina, so they could bring that they could draft the point guard at 1, and they could draft the wing on there, and those are the 3 picks. That's why I'm thinking they're gonna go with those 3, and then because that's gonna take Alfred Payton's spot, that's on the roster. Then you have another roster spot that's gonna be Kevin Knox and Franklin Ntilikina. Those are the 3, and those are the 3 draft picks. So I think they are gonna go. That's why my philosophy. I think they're gonna go that route because then they don't have that much money tied into it. But it could happen. It could be something different. So who knows? I could be totally wrong.
Hey, you know who's on the plane going to the NBA Finals last night?
I saw that.
You know what? Here's another thing the Knicks might say. We already got our young guys. Let's say, you know, peace to the God, peace of Allah wise, peace to the God, peace. Let's say the Knicks say we getting Colin Sexton and we giving up 2 or 3 of them picks. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
It might not. They might be like, listen, we already got. And here's the thing, Frank, yeah, because he's unrestricted, but they might hold on to Knox to the trading deadline. They might say, hey, we already got enough young guys. I don't know. We don't need that many more to do what we're trying to do now. Because I think you think about they feel that the 3 or 4 roster spots on the Knicks with some veterans. Because Knox and RJ and Quickly and Obi are the young guys. You know what I mean? They are our young team. So now they might say, no, we're gonna plug in a couple of veterans here and there. Even if they don't go big game hunting, they might say, I'm gonna bring in this guy, I'm gonna bring in this guy. But if I can get Colin Sexton for these 2 guys, he's still young too.
Yeah, that's a good deal. Yeah, that's value. That's value there.
Yeah, they might decide. If they don't, I'm just not sure with all the, because like I said, that's a lot of young talent, a lot of young guys to do what they trying to do. I think it seemed like to me they done really got their core, maybe one more. So I do agree with you guys. We might get one more dude in that draft that really will be on our roster to me and can be part of the long-term future with Obi Toppin, Quickly and them. They might get that draft guy that could be that other guy that come after Quickly and Obi. Now and after this guy, everybody else, I don't know. It's remained to be seen, but it's a good spot to be in. I tell you that much because there's some good talent down there, man. I just don't know. It all depends where they're going, I guess, God. If they're going for it all, not going for it all, but they're trying to go to another level. I can see them wheeling and dealing some of them picks. If they just say we're going to keep doing what we're doing on a 1-year deal, like BX said, get a 1-year deal here or there, then I can see them bringing all them picks in here.
So, what I would say is this. What I would say is 1-year deals, I'm not doing at all. So if you come into this franchise, I need for you to be here for 2 to 3 years, right? 2 years, legit, and then the 3rd year will be a team option, right? So what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to build a foundation. I want foundation, but over there, he ain't going to. Look, people know I love Obi. That's my guy, right? That's my dude. But what I would say is this: I agree with everything you guys said. You both have valid points. I believe that in this draft, this upcoming draft, that the Knicks are going to position themselves to a point that they're able to flex in the free agency and at the same time flex at who we really want in the draft, right? Mm-hmm. So if I feel like the Book Knight is the guy that I want, that's the guy that I really, really want, and where he is and where he falls in the draft, whatever it takes for me to get up to that position, I'm going to be able to do that. But I have a lot of capital left to say that, okay, my end goal is to get Book Knight, right? However, the person that I'm trading with has the rights to Sexton. So what I'm telling Cleveland is this: if you go ahead and trade Sexton to me right now, and what I can do for you is I can give you the 19th and the 21st pick, and I'm good with having those 2nd round picks that I've got because I've addressed 2 positions that were a need for my team, right? I've gone out and got me a legit point guard, and then I've also got a person at the 4 position that we can develop. You know what I'm saying? Then in the second round, I can address whatever else that I need, and then I'm still and this is the beauty of it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still in the hunt for a Luka at the 5 position. You know what I'm saying? He's now projected to go to like what 52 or something like that. Mm. I can still go get him. Yep. At the same time, I have the opportunity to go get me a Dwight Howard, bring him in here, because I'm telling you right now, everybody that thinks that what's my man's name? Noel. Okay. If you think Noel's coming back this year, no. I'm gonna need for you to go ahead and get your head checked, because Noel coming to the Knicks, he gave up the bag from Dallas to be able to play for the New York Knicks. I'm telling you right now, that don't happen twice. Lightning don't strike twice in the same place. It just doesn't happen. I'm saying. So Noel, I'm writing them off. But what I need a vet center to come in here and say, okay, listen, young guys, this is what you need to do to be a legit 5 position. You know what I'm saying? I need that experience, and I don't need for it to cost me a whole lot. So I believe that at Howard will be able to come in and say, okay, I'm playing in the Mecca. You know what I'm saying? I could get my second and third, little offshoots that I got going on, whether it's fashion or whether it's your production, modeling, movies, whatever he wants to do. You in New York City, baby. The world is your oyster. Do what you do. But what I need for you to do is educate these young centers that we got and teach them what it means to be playing at the 5 position. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Yeah. You got cats like Dwayne Dedman. Got a lot of some good.
Side.
Yeah, some guys out there that can really do that. ACT. For me, I'm ready to go one more step. I'm all about elevation. You know what I mean? I'm all about elevation. I ain't about subtracting and divide. I'm trying to add and multiply. And I'm looking Knicks need to get to the second round, third round, because the Eastern Conference is about to get
wide open.
You gotta think about it. Boston Celtics they done did what they about to make a move. You know what I mean? They got Al Horford down there. They got Jaylen Brown coming back. They got Tatum. They moved Walker. They're going to go get them a point guard or whatever. Then you got Philly going to do something to boost that team. You know what I mean? They're going, whether they stand packed with Ben Simmons or bring something else in there, then you got to look at the way it's going. Toronto might get back to where they at. They might get back to Toronto. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, they loaded up. What they still got Siaka and them guys. They got some cap money because Lowry $30 million coming off the books. They might retool. You know what I mean? So I don't know. To me, what I'm trying to figure out, and let me hear your point on it here. If we don't bring in nobody that's either equivalent to Randall or RJ or better, the Knicks would be they might be in a play-in next year. That's how because it seems like Chicago will Levine them and Vucevic. They might go get they talking about Lonzo Ball here and there. They talking about this. A lot of teams trying to retool. You know what I mean? Brooklyn Nets gonna be back. Milwaukee gonna be back. Atlanta gonna be back. Miami gonna be back. All these teams are gonna retool next year. So that's why I don't understand where the Knicks are just gonna stand pat and not get another talent, at least to keep them in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, next season's the great unknown because this season was a bit more of an anomaly. Arenas are going to get filled up. Teams know what to expect when they face the New York Knicks every night. We're going to bring back pretty much the similar core with Randall and pieces. So the best thing we have going for us is we will make some upgrades. We got the point guard spot. We all foresee a starting caliber point guard on this roster come opening night. We also see an improved backup spot with Luka Vildoza is another option. I'm excited to see him play more in the Olympics. D Rose, I can still see him coming back as well. But look, regardless of that, with free agency, these picks moving up, we're making upgrades, like you said, Divine. You can't go backwards. Atlanta's right there. Although we finished ahead of Atlanta, let's not forget they had the exact same record. So we were essentially tied 5th. So anyone who just thinks we're just going to breeze into the 4th spot again, has got another thing coming.
Right.
So
right.
Washington's going to, Miami's going to be angry. I mean, you can't fall asleep at the wheel. And I'm not worried. I don't think they'll be complacent. Tibbs is trying to win now. The next 2 years are pivotal. The man's 63 years old. That's why I think they'll be looking to do these win now moves. They're not interested in developing the Kevin Knoxes and all that. Otherwise, we would have seen those guys play more this year to help improve in the coming years. But they severely limited the young players' minutes because they're trying to build a winning habit and culture right now.
Yeah, I agree, because you know what? Real quick, think about Indiana with Rick Carlisle. Now look at the squad they got down there. You know what I mean? They got Miles Turner, so they gonna be on the upswing. Karis LeVert. So let's say T.J. Warren come back. You got Sabonis, you got Turner, you got Malcolm Brogdon. They gonna be another team that's looking to get back up in the mix. Say, okay, we had an off year. This guy got injured. The coach we fired Nate McMillan. We brought in this guy. He didn't pan out, but they still got talent though. You know what I mean? Now you bring in a coach like Carlisle who won a ring, got structure. He know how to get down on the defense. Then that's going to be a scary team down there. And they're going to have, like I said, you're going to have my man coming back, Warren. You got Karis LeVert and them dudes. So I mean, so we can't sit too tight. And because if we go into this season and without a major upgrade, Atlanta going to beat us again probably. You know what I mean? Because now we going in there with almost the same thing with a bunch of younger guys. So that kind of got me like, I'm wondering if what's going to be the end all be all. That's why I like Colin Sexton. I keep bringing it up because it don't cost us enough. It don't cost us a lot. He's that one position that we need to upgrade it bad. Was that position? And if that cat get dropped 24 on you like that, you know what I mean? And we need that. You know what I mean? Because now with him and Valdoza, and even if you bring back Derrick Rose. Or you don't, whatever, but you definitely got to go after somebody that's going to give us a little bit of upgrade. That way we can still fight for the 4th seed. And because if not, I don't think we're going to depend on a lot of these young guys coming out of college to come on this team and produce and think we're going to be the 4th seed again. You got another thing coming. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. I'm excited, I'm not against the Sexton move either, I don't think we've got to give up too much to get him. And he has upside.
Right.
He's continuing to get better, continue to grow. I just think this whole timeline thing's interesting, don't you think? Like we overachieved. We got an all-NBA player that's in contract negotiations. Then we got a young bull in Obi that's, sort of the odd man out. Then we got Tibbs that's sort of the odd man out. It's a few years, before moving on. We're just at the crossroads right now, and only Leon Rose knows in his head what he wants what vision he wants for this team, and where we're going to be in the next 5 years, So, and I don't think, the thing that puzzles me is why is Perry still here as well? That just adds another layer. Perry didn't draft RJ Barrett. He drafted Kevin Knox. We got Frankie. That's still from a Phil Jackson era. I mean, there's still a lot of laundry to be taken out, and, there's too many cooks in the kitchen right now. You got Leon, World Wide West banging his fist on the table saying, get me this guy. And no one's addressed the media in 6 months or more. No one even knows what's going on. Beat writers close to the team, they have no idea. There's been no leaks, nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what makes it so interesting, BX, is that a lot of stuff you hear out there is not really coming from the sources. You know what I mean? But I think Perry did draft RJ. He did draft them. So
he was here. He was here for that draft.
He was here for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He came. Okay. He came in 2018. That was last year. Yeah, Perry came in 2018. He did draft. Now he did draft. He started with the Knox deal.
Leon. Yeah, it's not really Leon's pick.
Right.
Yeah, it was Perry's pick. Yeah.
Perry and Perry was there, but man was gone, wasn't he? No, it was Perry and Mills.
Yeah.
Perry Mills pick. Yeah.
But Chris from Oklahoma is in the green room.
Yeah, I've been trying to get him on. Every time I hit him, he's not. He seems like it's not connecting for some reason. Salute, Chris, okay. Man. I don't know what's holding you from getting on, but we've been trying to get you on here.
Now with the beat writers and the leaks, remember, guys, the beat writers and reporters are no longer allowed in the locker room or near the team. Everything's done via Zoom. That's why we hear a lot of tight lip, a lot of tight quiet, on the record stuff, off the record, or they can even see by observation. So that's why probably another reason why we're not hearing a lot of stuff. And people are just throwing stuff and throwing things out and throwing things against the walls because the availability with the Zoom, and now if you do Zoom, you got to do multiple. You don't have that one-on-one reporter that get that exclusive scoop with any executive, assistant executive to or anything like that. So that's probably why we don't see too much rumors unless they're talking on the side behind on closed conference calls. But I doubt that too because because it'd be it could be recorded, or video footage or of an executive or a low level executive leaking something out. It's different when you're in an elevator, going up and down the garden or whatever case, or somewhere in a coffee shop, and you just happen to say, hey, I think, or rumors or whatever the case. That's different because it's hearsay at that point. But when you have a Zoom meeting or Zoom conference, and you really can't get much out of these executives going forward on any level.
That's why that's what makes me feel good about the Knicks organization right now, because they're not leaking stuff. Back in the days, man, it was like I just think that they got the structure so down right now. You know what I mean? And they're not giving people to run them up with all the nonsense. They just staying low key, keeping their ears to the ground. The Knicks, because you know what, the scary thing is real bad boys moving silence. Let's put that out there. You know what I mean? Real bad boys moving silence, and they moving in silence. They just going through the motions. And they're like, okay, just when you think this is gonna happen, no, this is gonna happen. So I think they doing a good job of that. You know what I mean? Because if you put it out there, the next team gonna say, okay, we're gonna steal your idea. You know what I mean? So you want to kind of be quiet, because you start putting your stuff out there, other teams gonna say, okay, you trying to get him? No, we gonna try to get him. So yeah, don't tell them nothing. Silence
Exactly.
silence is golden. Don't put it out there, because once you put it out there, it's out in the atmosphere. Everybody got a chance to do it now. Oh, you going after Dame? We going after Dame. You know what I mean? You go, yeah. So I like.
The thing
is
that
yeah, go ahead.
They've been hiding behind this silence, but when next week hits, that's it. That's going to tell what vision. It's going to be out in the open. Like we're at the pivotal point. Are they going to go all in? Are they going to package picks, move young guys? It's all going to be told by next week in free agency. There's no way they can hide behind it or hide their intentions anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited for next week, man. So everybody, salute to the chat, man. I got to throw y'all Elton Lee, Canal. Y'all already know what it is, man. Salute to all y'all chiming in. Tim Smith, Camilio, Matos, Allah Wise, Baba Booey, 19 Khan. Everybody, man, salute to y'all, man, for hanging in tonight, doing this thing, man. We appreciate y'all. You know how we do it. We do it for y'all guys and for the love of this thing, man. But it's interesting, man. Next week is gonna be the big week, everybody. So make sure y'all always tuning in, like and subscribe. Check it out, man. You know what the deal, man. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna keep y'all informed. Nick Pete, salute, and we got to just stay engaged, man. Let's stay engaged till the season get back around. It's going to be an interesting season coming up for the New York Knicks this year, man. This, to me, is the really, really tell-all of the Leon Rose organization right here. This year, right here. That thing they put together up in New York, this is going to be the tell-all, be-all. Now you got to really tell me what you're going to do. Next year was your little, just like Knicks will talk, that was our rookie year, just like it was his rookie year. You know what I mean? What we going to do next? You know what I mean? Now you got to step the game up. You know what I mean? So, we're gonna see, what them guys gonna do, man. How they gonna make sure this thing stay intact, and help the team get better. Because, like I said, everybody gonna get better. Except for the ones who don't want to get better. But everybody going for it now, man. They after seeing what Milwaukee did last night. What do you think, team? I want to be there. I want to be where they was at. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of teams gonna. We got to make sure that we, just stay in the hunt, man. Stay competitive. The main thing is to stay competitive while building that, developing them players. You can develop them cats and still stay competitive, and that's all I really want. I just want us to be competitive. If we can stay competitive and build that roster in the right way, and I just think that we'll be on to it, man. I think we got something going on in New York, because I'm looking forward to season 2021-2022 season, guys. Because I do think we're gonna do some things that's gonna we can only get better. I don't see us getting worse by no means. We only can get better. So let's hope that we make all the right moves and the right picks and the right situation, the right deals, and get this thing popping. I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to go to round 2 now. I gotta put a taste in my mouth, so I'm ready to get to round 2 or 3 now. And I still think we can do that without in our whole future, for sure.
Yeah, you guys are going to be on next Thursday, right?
For the draft, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next Wednesday. Sorry, yeah, your time next Wednesday.
We'll be on for the draft party. Yeah, we're doing a live thing. Absolutely, instant reaction, breakdown on as the trade goes down, which players get picked off the board, and then we'll start seeing what happens, seeing all the different things, and start going crazy. See how nuts it's gonna be next week. We'll see on that.
It's probably the most unpredictable draft for other teams too. Like when I'm just going through the mocks, I'm like, we just almost every position, you just don't know which way that team's going to go.
Right. But the top 4 or 5 is kind of chalk, except for Houston is the only one that's really intriguing of the top 3. Because especially if they want to go Mobley, Evan Mobley, or they're gonna go with Jalen in the first 3. So we'll see how Jalen Green, if they go with him. I don't know if they will or not, because it depends on what. Because Houston will go in and they use a lot of analytics. So analytics, they'll say to go with Jalen Green, but they might want to change the narrative and go with Mobley. So that's going to force Cleveland and might want to do that Sexton move. So that's what I was saying earlier, and I like to keep repeat on that because I think that's going to be really important. So it's going to be interesting movement. Right off the bat, we're going to know how it's going to be moved in the draft as soon as that second pick comes through, because they're like, okay, wow, things are happening. Whoa, what could be going on? So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, a lot wise. I agree with you. Randall is gonna be hungry after getting that Olympic snub. It's that he's gonna be ready to get it popping in New York next year. So he done got snubbed too. You know what? I think no matter what happens, the Knicks is gonna be in a good place. I think we're gonna get this thing right, and I just think that we're gonna go into next year. But we got to go in there right though. We can't hash that because, like I said, a lot of teams getting better. People making moves. I think if you ask me what I want to do this year, that I think it helped the Knicks, without salvaging everything, and just go and get Sexton. But let me ask y'all a question: with the Houston Rockets, what do you think the John Wall situation plays into what they want to do for the draft, or do you think that they just gonna go get the best dude, or get like Elton said? I think they go Mobley. With the John Wall situation down there, you know what I mean?
He's got one more year left on his $40 million contract. I mean, he could be moved too. I mean, whoever wants to, they're willing to give up a pick for someone to take that $40 million for that 1 year off. For next year, that could be possible. Can they go to a team that wants picks and has cap space? Charlotte is one that has cap space, but it won't make sense because they have, LaMelo Ball there, so it won't make those type of moves there. And then like Alton was that I read Alton Lee said they might go with Mobley to deal with Aiden in the West. You know what? It could be possible. It could be possible that Houston could do that because and then that's what sets up the scenario that I've been saying about Sexton being moved. So who knows? It could be that could set up a domino effect. I don't see Houston taking Kuminga at number 2. Kuminga has a lot of upside and strength at the power forward. Because remember, they still got Christian Wood in the center.
Right. How about to say
that's kind of weird. If they're gonna unless they're gonna do a 2-headed. That's why Kuminga makes more sense. But why would you put? Then you're reaching kind of picking Kuminga 2, where you could when Jalen Green has more of an upside. So it'll be interesting on that with the top picks. The way the draft is going to be. But who knows? Anything can happen. But everyone says Kate Cunningham is be number 1. So Houston has shooters. They need a front court mate for Wood. You know what? It could. I could see that. That's why Kuminga or Mobley. But Mobley, I think, would fit more. Will be really, really dynamic for Houston going forward. Because then that's going to be a tremendous talent. And then you put him with a Silas, who's a really smart offensive-minded coach that could get the best out of that. Man, that'd be great. John Wall has that option of 47, so it's basically 2 years. It's 2 years. Wow, that's a lot of money, man.
Mm-hmm. That's too much. But
that's going to happen with Damian Lillard.
Right. I can understand exactly. That's what I'm about to say. The same thing. That's why people feel the way they feel about Damian Lillard. It's a lot of money, but you know what? And it was interesting. They getting it like that too. I mean, it's guys getting these max deals. Just because you're eligible for a max, to me, don't mean you worth a max. You know what I mean? Some of these guys get these deals. You might be eligible for that. Doesn't mean you're worth
Yeah.
it. Oh
The
my
thing is,
God.
like, we see this spike every 5 years. Like, I think in 2 years' time, we'll have two new franchises, and Vegas and Seattle, and to supplement the income losses, they're talking about, bringing in two new teams, and then the next TV deal will go up, which means cap space will go up. And so I think a player on a $40 million deal will be close to like a player on a $30 million deal, in a few years, because of the inflation.
Right.
So
Yeah,
suddenly,
absolutely.
like, 4 years, the back end of Dame's deal might not look too bad in 4 years, because you might have someone like Tobias Harris on 40 million then.
Yeah, you're right. Because believe it or not, you look at some of these players what they get now. A lot of them getting 39, 40. But that's what the scale is. And that's what the rate is going on out there. But I know the money be scary, man. It does. That's a hard thing to deal with because the money is a big issue, and it's hard. And that's what makes it intriguing. Like the guy said, why I said a dollar ain't a dollar. You know what I mean? For real. So we just got to do it wisely, stay the course, and just get that. I think right now, I say it again, for step by step, go get Colin Saxon, 6.9 million. If the man ball out, then you extend him and Julius Randle. You know what I mean? And then when RJ time is up, you can go over to max to extend him. If that's going to be your three young guys, that's going to help build this thing, to another level. If you're going to, that's what the core that we were talking about earlier. Like Sarge said, if you want to have them guys who are going to be around for a while, be together, then you might have. I think it can start with that. I don't have a problem with Colin Sexton or Julius Randle or RJ Barrett, for the next 3 or 4 years, or whatever the case may be. If we think they're going to wind up being like Giannis and Chris Middleton was, you know what I mean? The cats came together and they was young, stayed the course for 8 years, like Sarge said, and now look where they at. Yeah, they got the ring. So we would have hoped that we can build that way, but then bringing somebody here and there, and we make it happen, man. So salute to the chat, salute to everybody on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, where we streaming in from, man. We here tonight, man. We're gonna hang in for a little bit more. Then we got to get on the grind tomorrow. BS got that 4:30 morning type thing popping off. So I know he about to get out of here soon. But yeah, man. But it was a great show. We hanging in there. Let's do it for a few more, man. And then we give our shout outs and everything. And I do agree with you, Elton Lee, 100%. Sexton allowed us to evaluate him and Mitch until the trade deadline and see what we have. I agree with you on that one, man. That's why I like that deal. I had no problem with Mitch, Randall, Colin, RJ, and you get that three, and you can roll in the beginning of the season with Colin Sexton, RJ Barrett, whoever you're going to put at the three, Mr. Robinson. I'm good with that.
Let's say Sexton we got him and he balls out, and then he wants the 168 million. Would you feel comfortable giving him that?
At what everybody getting now, you probably really ain't gonna, if we give you that same thing, I would have to say, what, depending on what we gave up in the draft, depending on what we gave up to get him, sorry. If we gave up a certain amount, then you don't want to feel like we lost it. You know what I mean? In 1 year, yeah. I think the Knicks will only do that if they think they're gonna extend him, unless they can get a steal for him. Where even if they let him walk, what they got for him didn't even matter. Like, to me, if they lose Knox for him and a couple of picks, it probably wouldn't matter to the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks are gonna extend Knox. You know what I mean? And the draft picks they might give up. I don't know if they don't value them that much. I don't know. But that's a lot of money. But like I said, but that's the rate that's going out there. You know what I mean? Especially with the salary going up, because you're gonna have to you give him 168 million, then you're gonna have to give Julius Randle his money. Then 2 years from now or a year from now, RJ Barrett is gonna be qualified. So at 32 million 5 years, you know what? with the team option, we won't lose money. I agree with you, Elton. I don't have a problem with the 32 if he's gonna do what he's doing. I think that's worth. I mean, these guys put up 24. If he do what he did in Cleveland, 24 a game and 4-3, and playing better defense than the Tibbs, and he helped get Julius Randle and RJ back to another level, you might have to look at it because he might be what Trae Young is to them. You know what I mean? He might be that Trae Young for the Knicks. And I seen that, like I said, I seen that boy light it up against Brooklyn, man. I was like, oh my God, this dude is giving. I say that over and over because I watched that game. He was going against Kyrie and Urban and them cats. He was like, you getting it, I'm getting it. And he wasn't backing down for nothing. So I like that mentality. But that's that, like I said, the money scares everybody with all these players. It does. It scares us, man. You're like, oh God, but 32 compared to 54, 22 million less. So for real.
Yeah, it's like not an envious position, That's why you spend big money on a capologist like Brock Eller,
Yeah,
it's all about dollars, and like with Milwaukee, like they didn't just arrive to where they're at. It's been years and years of juggling role players and bringing in new talent. They finally got it with Drew Holiday.
Chris, we finally got you in, my brother. What's going on?
I'm doing good, Divine. And Jenna.
What's going on, Chris?
Go to bed.
What's going on?
To say hi.
Oh yeah, no, we glad you made it, man. We've been trying
to go all night.
I love you, Divine. Love you, Jedi.
Likewise, man. We appreciate you coming on. How you doing, man? You doing it right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm hoping my LA Dons win tonight.
Yeah. Well, let's hope on that. Let's hope on that. They might.
Can you guys keep me up on the LA Dons score tonight?
Yeah, we could. Yeah, Johnny can throw it in there real quick. Because we won't be on not too much longer. But I'm glad you made it in,
Love
really,
you. Love you.
Yankees win.
Going to bed now.
Going to bed. Oh man, the Dodgers are up. The Dodgers are up 2-1 against the Giants right now in the
Thank
fifth
you,
inning.
Jedi.
You got it, bro. Make sure to come on tomorrow. We'll be on BX Sports Jedi. We'll talk about baseball and your Dodgers, man.
I'll try to come on. Love you guys.
No problem. All right, man. Same here, man. You have a good night, bro. Glad you came on.
Love you, Divine.
What?
All right, you have a good one, Chris, man. Talk to you.
Peace. Bye. Well, I got you guys. What did you think of the UFC 264?
Phenomenal card.
Yeah, man. That thing was electrifying. That was electrifying.
Yeah, the outcome was interesting. The main event.
Oh yeah. He just solidified. Connor's done. Connor's finished.
Yeah.
He's done.
It's a long way back.
Yeah, that injury is not going to be the same. That's time to hang up. Hang up the gloves. And 48 is just in another level. Now the most important thing will 48 fight for the title. Would he fight up for the title, or will he fight Gilbert Burns? It'll be interesting to see what's the next fight they'll put him set him up with.
Yeah. He should fight for the title. I think he is deserving.
Yeah, absolutely. He's deserving for it. But we'll see on that definitely. This Saturday is going to be a really good main event on UFC Vegas 32. It's going to be really good.
Sanhagen.
Real quick, we get into that, man. I just don't want to lose the Nick audience and guys that we got before we get out of here. Let them finish their Nick thing. But yeah, man, that was a good one, B. CT and B. I knew that Conor McGregor thing was gonna pop up like that. But man, what a great show where everybody chimed in, man. Y'all keep liking, subscribing, man. Y'all BX will be on tomorrow night, guys. BX Sports Jedi be on tomorrow night, so you're chiming in. Check that out. And we getting ready for this draft thing, guys. We getting ready for the draft thing. It's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna work my tail off. Me and B are gonna and CT to try to bring out a best thing we can bring y'all. During the draft. So we're gonna work our butt off to make this thing pop. And hopefully I have I can get the phone thing situated by then. That's good. We have some guys calling in, ladies and gents calling in. So y'all make sure y'all get ready for that night, man. I know it's a lot of things going on, a lot of other streams gonna have it, so we understand if you got another platform that you be on, we get it. But we being here, man, just doing what we do. From a fan for the fan, Nick, real talk. Y'all know how we get down, man. But it's gonna be a fun night. I think we're gonna have a good time with the draft. Play by play, draft by draft. Every time Adam Silver, whoever walk up on that stage, we're gonna let y'all know what's popping. And we're gonna have some fun with it. Right, and then after that, man, right after that, free agency about to jump off. It's gonna be crazy. So summer league popping off after that. I don't know. The Olympics will be in effect. We'll see how our boys do over there. See if they can bring the goal home. And then we can keep an eye on Luca Valdoza if they continue to grind over there. Alawa said, Devon, did you check out the German KD in the draft? Don't want to mess up his name. I haven't, man. If you find it, let me know. Because I haven't did research on it. So if anybody will ever let me know and get his name out there, and we can.
It's Franz Wagner.
No, that's Franz Wagner. Is from Michigan.
He said the German kid in the draft. Is it from Germany?
Yeah, I think he's the brother though of Mo Wagner. They are German ancestry.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to Michigan, right?
Is it the Michigan forward?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it is Franz Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
6'9". They consider him a two-way guard. A two-way forward. He could play the wing and the forward position. So, it'll be interesting on that. I got a little bit on that. He's a 3-and-D. That the Knicks could, if he's there at the late rounds, something they consider. Would they consider it? Who knows? If he's still available or if he's still around. Nah, he's from over there. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know who that is then. If it's,
I'll find out, and I'll definitely let you know on stream Sunday. But if you don't find out before then, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. This is gonna be it's like a good off season because we know we got so many scenarios that we can go. I think there you go. That's what he right. I think they I think that Verge guy might be worked out by the Knicks. His last name and stuff. He's the one you were talking about earlier, BX. That dude got about 6. Last name start with a B.
6'10".
Yeah, 6'10". Yeah.
He's the Belgium dude.
He's a Belgium. He's not German. He's from Belgium. He's 20 years old. 6'10". He's gonna be like they say he's kind of skinny though. Really, really thin, lanky. He needs to add some weight onto him. But they say he has a lot of potential. A lot of athleticism and they said you just the only thing that they worry about is his size, his weight. He's definitely, and that's a project. He's going to be a project, a developing project. Can he? If he's there at 52, that'd be a good pick for the Knicks. They say he has good skills, but he's just too thin for the NBA game.
Yeah, they say his ceiling is a Chandler Parsons.
It's not a bad ceiling. Well,
Chandler Parsons was very good NBA player, serviceable.
Look at. You want to talk about some spotty skinny? He can't be skinny in Nerlens Noel. But look at Kristaps Porzingis was skinny. Antetokounmpo was a little French fry when he came in the league, man. But if he is fat, dude, he put some weight on as he grow and get older. It's start gaining that weight with all this stuff out there now that make these cats blow up like. But so yeah, I don't have a problem with him. 6'11". Hey, listen, last night. They won that. You know why they won? Not only did they win that championship, look at they had at one time they had Antetokounmpo, Bobby Portis, and Brook Lopez in at one time. That's an average right there. 6'11" front line, 6'10" with 3 guys. You know what I mean? I'm like, whoa, that is crazy. Yeah, so so you can't go wrong with size. That's why I'm, if they got game. We'll see how it pan out with him, man. But I'm definitely with it, man. I like our chances in the draft and everything. I think we got some good stuff going on right now. Boy got handles that can shoot. I'll say that he'll play like a 2.
I'm reading Alton Lee's comment.
Okay.
Nikola Jokic is coming in 2022. 6'10" plays like.
Wow.
Well, guys, I'm gonna head to. I gotta get to work tomorrow. So
Yeah, man. Yeah. Salute, BX. Appreciate it, my brother. I'll talk to you tomorrow night, man. I'll see you on. Yeah, man. But it's interesting, man. This draft gonna be crazy. We got a lot of people that we can grab out there, CT, and that can make us, even a little better, man. So we'll see. We got a lot of options for sure.
The thing is, fans got to know this is a deep draft. Like it's like maybe the deepest in the last 3 years, and I might not be surprised if pick 32 gets traded down for multiple picks in the second round, just so we can flesh out some of the young talent and a few stashes. Like you brought up Vrens. There's a lot of these European dudes in this draft that can be good. They're just not being scouted very much. And we heard dudes like Quentin Grimes. New York Post reported yesterday that he blew them away in a workout, and he's projected like late first round, early second round. So it's just a lot of talent in this draft. It's unfortunate that Tibbs may only want vets, but this is the draft where you bring in 3-4 players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. True. Let me read. Elton said there are a lot of international players coming who are good, and I think you're right on that, Elton. I think there's a lot of good guys coming from across seas, and the game is expanding, man, and it's catching on, and these guys coming over here playing good, play their talent, man. And what I like about a lot of these guys coming from over there, they still got a sense of the fundamentals real good. I mean, they play a real structured type of ball out there as well. So I do think you dead on point with that. I think they're good coming over here. OCK is the only other team looking at Brad like
Vrens like that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I can see that, man. They in a spot where, you got SGA, Kemba Walker, whenever that's going to take place, probably on draft night, who knows? But man, you got so much going on for you there, man. It's crazy what them cats got down there, though.
That Vrens, he's worked out for more than 10 teams, and apparently there's a Minnesota combine that he really showcased his skills and got a lot of teams' interest, and they started working him out now. So I'm like, man, we to your point, Divine, about internationals, we got Vildoza, we got an international scout full time. So, we're open to these players,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Allah Watts, I will take him at 32. Me too, Allah Watts. I'll bear witness to that. I'll take him as well, man. I think he's a talent, and like I said, you know what, we got a lot of guys who you look at the way we did Frank and them last year. They on a roster that you could develop while you sit on the bench. You can still learn off on the bench, but then when you get a chance to get in the game, you make the best of it. And I just think that he right, Elton, he is a good risk at 32, man. For sure, absolutely. So
we need a big man as well. Like who do you like, Elton? Divine is a big man.
Wow. Right now, he's pretty much one of the ones I like the most. I just think he can do something here. But other than that, my man Jalen, I agree. Jalen Johnson, he's dropping. That could be a steal too. Good with Canal. I think I like Jalen Johnson. I think he can make it happen. I'm big on, man. He's not a big man, but right now my eyes is get on two guys for me, and that's Moses Moody and Davion Mitchell. Those are gonna be hard to get either one. But
yeah,
them two dudes, man.
They're projected around like 10. We're gonna have to really get up to get them. But I think Isaiah Jackson's intriguing. From Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jared Allen. Yeah, I can see that. It's going to be tough. That's the one I'll think about. I'm glad you said that. The cat from Kentucky. You got to keep an eye on that pick. You already know how that go. You know what I mean? You got to keep an eye on that one. That's Connection City right there.
And if Mitch got to go in a trade, he got to go. You know.
Oh man, I hope they don't do that, man. Oh my God, I'm a big Mitch guy. After what I seen last night in Milwaukee, I was like, man, them trees down there, man. They ain't had nothing for Elton, DeAndre Ayton. He had his handful of Brook Lopez. Now to have another second. Oh my God, you know what? For like I always say, I tell people for $1.8 million, man. And he done put on 275 pounds of muscle. I mean,
I think that scares him is he got to get paid soon, like after one more year.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm cool with that because you can trade him at the deadline. We ain't got to pay him, but I will keep him for next year for $1.8 million. I'll keep him. But I understand what y'all mean, though. I do mean by if y'all had to trade him, put him in. But I think he's one of them guys, man, that I think, man, from as young as he is and what he could do, he can only get better. You know what I mean? He to me, when I was looking at gymnastics last night, don't get me, God, I'm not saying he's gymnastics by no means, but his game can be played like that, above the rim, go hard, get that ball down in the paint, and damage somebody, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, if we do lose Mitch, I agree with you. I agree with you, El. He will be a good product. So we got to see what the Mitchell Robinson thing. That was in it. I was looking at Bleacher Report today. They were talking about that. With the Mitchell Robinson situation, if do we still just keep a chance on him and see if he's healthy, he pan out? But I think this year, depending on what we do in the draft, I could see Mitch being a big part of that team at the price that he's getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The thing is, we don't know what his situation with his agent is. That's too. Right. You know,
mm-hmm.
He's had about 7 agents, and so that tells me the man's looking to get paid, and he's going to have to stay healthy. You know, no more broken hand, no broken foot. He's going to have to play all season healthy. You know, because he showed improvement, no doubt. You know, I'm happy with the progress he showed. You know, didn't get in foul trouble. You know, improved as a defender. All of that. Yeah, I agree. You know, 1.8 million is an absolute steal. You know, his agent did him dirty.
Yeah, absolutely. So you put like this here. I was telling somebody this on the last show since he went on. Would you take a risk on somebody making $40 million and getting injured, or you take a risk of somebody making $1.8 million getting injured? You got to take the risk for Mitchell Robinson. $1.8 million is not hurting your salary cap by no means. Compared to if you get somebody and they make a $40 million and they go down for a whole year or 6 months or whatever, you know what I mean, and affect the chemistry. You know, you take a gamble on somebody like that for $1.8 million, then you take a gamble on somebody for 40 or 30 million. If Mitchell Robinson wasn't productive, I'll be like, okay, get rid of him. But the man was just about to get in his thing this year, man. I'm like, he had that 10-point, 16 rebound game, that game when he went out with his foot injury. And at halftime, I was like, Mitchell Robinson starting to come in his own. Now he got somebody in practice like Nerlens Noel, who we had to go up against, compete real hard every night. So it made him even better. You know what I mean? Then you brought in Todd Gibson to monitor him, teach him the basics. I thought Mitchell Robinson was on an upcline this year. Like you said, he cut down the foul trouble. He's a better offensive rebounder than Nerlens Noel. He got better hands than Nerlens Noel. He covered the floor real well. So that's why the reason I don't think they're going to bring Nerlens Noel back. I just think that'd be silly to give him 10, 12 million when you can give Mitchell Robinson 1 million, and then after that, whatever. You know what I mean? Let him go. Trade him. But it's not a bad problem to have, though.
Yeah, I'm not big on paying, Alec Burks too much either, because, he helps you in the regular season, but he's a bit inconsistent. We can draft a dude in his spot to give us similar production for $1 million.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Salute. I mean to cut my man off. Excuse me. Yeah, salute Scott. See you, my brother. Thanks for chiming in. You already know what it is. Yeah, I agree with you, man. He can't stay healthy, man. But a lot of young guys like that start off that way, man. A lot of NBA players start off when they're young, coming into the league because they're playing more games than they ever played before. It happens to all of them, man. There's not too many of them that don't go through that. Some of them recover, some don't. But, when you're coming out of college, you're playing 32 games a year. You're coming out of high school, you're playing 16, 20. Then you come to the NBA, now you're playing 82. that's going to happen to a lot of people. I think that since I've been watching basketball, it's always been the case pretty much. Like, even when Westbrook got hurt, when Patrick Beverly did to him years ago. That's it, and but he was young. They was all young, bones were fragile. But I think now, hopefully, Mitch have a bounce back. Yeah, hopefully he put on more muscle like they say he did. That helps him strengthen his bones and everything like that. But we had to see, man. But for $1.8 million, I'm a businessman, man, and I had to take that for what it is. If that guy giving you the double next year for $1.8 million, take it. And then when the trading deadline comes, you think you're not going to extend Mitch, you trade him. But I would go into the season with him, though.
Yeah, it's a smart move,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you said Curry was like that, but we all forgot sometimes. Absolutely. Some of these guys start off like that, man. They real young. Their bodies are fragile. I mean, and the next thing you know, they get that strength in them. They get that conditioning, and they know they learn the game better, and then I take care of their body even more. And I think Mitch might be going through that. But like I said, look what happened to Porzingis. A max deal after he got injured. A max deal for Porzingis. After he got that Achilles toe. That's why I'm not worried about Mitch. I'll be telling people Mitch he didn't tear like a Achilles or ACL. Bones heal. You know what I mean? Sometimes it depends on how severe it was. It could hurt him in the long run. But compared to what some of these guys got, like I said, if you gave that cat 150-something million and he got it, you knew he was injured. Then the money, I guess they ain't paying too much mind for me. You know what I mean? Yeah,
he fell off a tree.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good situation to be in, though. It really is. Well, I like coming into the season with him. I like Randall. We got him, Rich, Randall, RJ. Now that it's them two spots, like we always say, that 1 and that 3. If you get that 1 and 3 situated, I think we have a pretty good team next year. I really
that's
do.
it.
Yeah, Scott. Thank you, brother. I just think that's the nature of the business part of it. That's why I try to look at the situation. But a lot of guys do come in there like that, man. Now, y'all make y'all like, subscribe, Scott, and all y'all good brothers, man. Subscribe to the channel. Show me some love, man. We trying to build a platform for you guys because it's about the chat and the people watching. You know what I mean? It's Dicksville talking for the fans, from the fans. Y'all make the show. We don't make the show, so we appreciate y'all. That's why we like to throw y'all stuff out there on the ticker, let us know what's popping off, because we appreciate y'all and all y'all intellect and y'all wise thoughts. No pun intended, Allah wise. You already know what it is. But yeah, man, it's a good situation to be in. Knicks will be in a good shape. Moving forward, guys, and like I said, Bronx Jet, I'll be on tomorrow night if y'all want to chime in, just non-Nick talk, all type of talk. He'll be on there tomorrow. I'll be back on Sunday. Same time, Sunday around 6, and then we get a pop on Sunday as well. Something else might have been went on by then, and I'll keep y'all posted what's going on. Y'all keep me posted. Either way it go. What's going on in Nick Land and everything like that, CT, man. And then we got the draft coming up, man. So let's get it. Pop. It's gonna be crazy. Sexton, RJ, Randall, Knox, Mitch, Q, Obi, Luka, Rose isn't a bad starting point. I agree with you. Absolutely. I think Luka Valdoza and Sexton and Rose would be special. It ain't too many poor guards gonna be able to keep up with all them guys in a 48-minute game. They be worn the hell out. They be worn out, bro, for real. Yo, peace of the God, peace. Yeah, man, I think they'd be worn out. Time you try to chase them cats around the floor all night long. Do you think Colin Sexton is a better option than a Dame trade? I do, Scott. For this reason, you're not messing with the infrastructure and you're not taking on the money. And I think that 24 points a game, if it even be around 18 or 20, even be at 20 a game, I do think getting him and still have that cap money would intrigue me. That's what intrigues me about the Colin Sexton thing, is you able to get him, at least for the 1 year, and still have that cap money to help the team, get a little better this year, to take us to another level, and then we wait till the next year when the big guards go out there and we see what we're gonna do, whether you keep them or not. I like Dame too, man. I mean, a lot of people don't want to. A lot of people don't want to do the Dame thing, Scott, because of what we have to give up. But for the talent, the talent is undisputed. You can't dispute the talent. I meant to say, I'm good with either. I like the Sexton thing because of what it costs, for sure. You know, I just think it's one are really really something that we could do.
Yeah, you got to balance it out. You know,
Yep.
You don't forget you got to pay Julius soon if you want to keep him.
Right, absolutely.
You know, but yeah, you know, 1 week from today we'll be making our picks. You know, it's an exciting week. Rumors are going to be swirling. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be crazy, man, and I hope we all be a part of it. And you know, we stay locked in, man, and we see what it's going to do. Elton Lee, real quick, he's at $54 million in 2024, and we are a second round team. Would be a disaster. Yeah, you ain't kidding, man. That's what I'm concerned about. Does getting him get us to that level? I don't get me wrong. If we can get somebody to go with him, but I just think that. Let me put it this way: if you have Julius Randle, RJ, and Damian Lillard, do you think that's enough? And if not, what do we do to put? Do we put some vet minimums around them guys like the Anthony's of the world, the Carmelos of the world on these cheap contracts to give you more talent? You know that's a tough one right there, man. Yeah, that's a tough one. But it'll be like Brooklyn. It'll be like Brooklyn. You got 3 guys making almost $100 million a year salary. But now you got to plug and play $1 million deal guys, buyout guys, you know, stuff like that, to put around the major guys, you know, to hold their weight down. So, you know, it remains to be seen, man. That's a tough situation to be in, and I don't know if our organization is ready to do that. And that's what I'm at. What you think? You tell me, Ali, Dane, RJ, and Randall. Is that enough? That's a good question. That's to me. That's what I want to know. Do you guys think that's enough to battle with Chris Middleton, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid? Do you think Dame Dollar, RJ, and Randall gets us over these guys with Jason Tatum, Brown, and just in general, you know what I mean? But the top dogs are obviously Milwaukee, Philly, and Brooklyn. Do Dame and them get us to that level? Do they get us in the top 4? That's something that we got to weigh and judge. But it's not a bad situation. But I just wonder.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to be,
right?
You know, but I think it'd get us to Eastern Conference Finals, and then you never know, to the bounce of a ball.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
And then you've also got to put pieces around them. You know, is Mitchell still here? Do we draft well? Do we hit a diamond in the rough on a minimum salary rookie deal that's a burgeoning star? All those things matter.
Yeah, it does. Nick P says Sexton, RJ, Randall, max players. Mitch making good money and good low cost role players is how we do it. I agree with you. I had a problem with that. I like that Sexton, RJ, and Randall thing, man. I just think that we got to start somewhere. Like you say, like I agree with even what Sarge was saying earlier tonight. We got to start somewhere the long term thing can go. Because, like I said, Chris Middleton and Antetokounmpo played together for 8 years. You know, I mean, these guys been around; they know each other. And you know, some of these guys, like you look at, like you said, Steph Curry and them. I agree; they've been playing together for years. You know what I mean? So, I think maybe Randall, maybe Sexton, Randall, and RJ might be this start. Because you think about it, them 3 years from now, KD and all them getting older. You know what I mean? LeBron them getting older. For maybe Sexton, RJ, and Randall in 2 or 3 years. You know, they might be them dudes. You know what I mean? And with the way Fibs got them playing defense, you never know. Hey Scott, man, that out there jumping thing scared me, bro. Oh my God, that unless you get him for a good deal, you know he got more money. But what he showed me in the playoffs, though, that's a tough one, Scott. That's something I got to contemplate about. I just think Andre Drummond didn't show me what I thought he was going to show me in the play. Maybe it could be a reason, but oh my goodness, he definitely didn't do what I thought he was going to do. So we had to see about that one. Bucks got Covington, D'Angelo, and Kidd from Virginia on their bench. Right, absolutely. And D'Angelo was out for the playoffs. And so and that's why I say if he was there, they would have even had a better chance. Yeah, I'm on you that now. The Drummond, I agree. I'm not big on the Drummond thing, man. I think it's time to pass him by in a sense, not for major money anyway. Yeah, because that's true. If you get him, that means Mitch is gone, and he a talent. He's a talent, man. I don't get me wrong. I ain't throwing no stones at the brother. He a talent. I just don't know if that's what the Knicks need to do. You know what I mean? Because he gonna cost them some money. He gonna cost them some money. He looking for a deal. That's why I said $1.8 million for Mitchell Robinson all day, all day and all night to fill that center spot, man, for real. And but we'll see, man. It's a lot of stuff out there it's a lot of routes we can go, a lot of direction we can do, and when we got a chance to really show and prove, man. So we'll see how it pan out, man, and hope for the best for sure, man, and all that good stuff, man. But listen, man, I'm gonna get out of here in a few, man. I want to salute to the chat. CT, you already know I let me get your last word. Let me salute the chat out. All you wise minds up in there, man. Elton Lee, Nick, Scott, make sure you hit that subscribe button now. Elton, everybody, man. Wise, you already know what it is. Peace of the God, man. You already know. Nick P, you know how we do. Elton, always, man. Canal, you already know what it is. Kibbit, everybody who was in here, man. I'm going to say Frank, everybody who was in the early stream, man. Thanks for y'all chiming in. You already know what it is. Sorry, thanks for chopping on the panel. Everybody, Baba Booey, everybody, man. If I got your name, I didn't mean intentionally. And we're gonna keep it moving like that. But CT, man, give me a last thought before we get out of here for the night.
Peace to you, Divine, and the chat.
Sure.
Orange and blue skies. The time is nigh, and we'll find out which direction this team's going to go in 7 days' time. You know where it is. Catch it here on Nick's Real Talk, the show for you, and let's do it.
Yeah, real quick. JD, my brother, salute you, man. We appreciate you, man. JD Sports Talk, you already know what it is, man. You got one of the hottest things going on the streaming world. So y'all make sure y'all check out JD. Thanks, JD. Appreciate you, brother. We can't keep grinding it out, man. And Mike Lugo, salute for chiming in. And everybody, man, what a great show. We keep the eyes open for the drafts next week, man. We're gonna be on here, live watch party. We're gonna get it popping. Hope everybody can come down. Anybody who got a platform that want to come on and bring your platform on, we all get up in here and we're gonna break it down step by step and all that good stuff, man. And but it's time to get it popping, man. Nick's in a good situation. We got cap money, we got flexibility, we got young talent. So we hopefully this draft works out well for us and we can keep grinding and look for another season, man. We need to get out the first round next year. Well, we ain't going back, man. We got to keep it moving. So I think we go into next year, man, and hopefully we'll be in a good place. Like I said, I'm big on the Colin Sexton thing. I think the timeline is great. I know what people like the Dame thing. We'll see how that go. I want to get a small forward here to replace Reggie Bullock. Not that you lose Reggie Bullock, but I would love to get somebody here to take that 3 spot for him and let him be the backup off the bench and give us a little bit more force there. So we're going to keep our ears open, man, our eyes on the road and see what's popping in this thing, man. And like always, I'll see y'all Sunday, man. And, 6 o'clock, get on Sunday and we'll cut it up some more, man. By then we have some more information that went over the wire all over the place and all that good stuff. But y'all be safe out there, man, and stay in tune and everything, man. And then listen, man, y'all already know COVID-19 is not getting no better. That Delta variant is starting to spread. Take care of yourselves, and wear your mask when you can, man. Wash your hands, keep it distant when you can. To each his own. It's not a political show, but I just want to show some love, let you know that I care about you guys. Because if y'all ain't here, then it ain't no Nick's Real Talk. So make sure y'all do y'all thing, man, and salute, man, and I see y'all on the next round, and Sunday night, man. Sunday night we get it popping, man. So y'all chime back in. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. CT, thank you. BX Jedi, see you tomorrow. Everybody out there, man, just get it, man. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Salute.
Peace out. Salute.
Peace. Salute.
Yo, salute. Nick's Real Talk, man. Divine. About to get out my grind, hop in the Black Knight. About to make it happen, man. Nick's Real Talk. We all over the place. About to get it popping. Divine, Bronx Jedi 7-6. The night show, the morning show. Nick's Real Talk, man. About to get in the Black Knight.
Nick's Real Talk. Let's get it popping. We hopping like topping in the Jumpman brand. Ain't no stopping. Divine and Bronx.
so we flow with the night show, so spike them likes below. That thumbs up, run them up, and you double up, cause it's real talk, and we on the come up. We'll salute to the cats in the chat, so where it's at, now you place a chat, so I paste that under space where our faces at. We lace these cats with news, notes, stats, game recaps, no hyperbole, we straight facts. In fact, we say it lit like a candle throughout the handle on the panel, we violent, so subscribe to the channel. KNICKS Real Talk. KNICKS Real Talk.